out here, you know that your team is still playing and has a chance to go to the playoffs. And that's what these guys are all about, and that's what everybody else is enjoying right here, right underneath the marquee, Gail. You can't get any better than this unless you're in the ball game, unless you're where you guys are. Back to you.
Oh, Damon, it looks like a lot of fun out there, too. And, yes, the weather is cooperating. That is a good thing. Sun is shining here in Chicago. All right, when we come back, we will talk more about the pitching matchup for today. Mark Pryor going for the Cubs in Game 1 of this doubleheader. He has his game face on. He is ready. We will also take a look back at some memorable moments from the 2003 season.
Jack says he can bring more food.
Yeah, we got plenty of food.
Says he can bring more ice.
All set there, too.
Says he can bring more mics.
Tell him, mi casa es su casa.
No matter what you're up to, a hard mic's is good to find.
Mind if I use your grill?
Sure.
It's long distance.
No problem.
His identity is a mystery.
He's a former student of yours.
His whereabouts are unknown.
Hello, Bill.
But for the woman he betrayed,
We put a bullet in her head, but her heart just kept on beating.
the only way to get to him is to go through them.
We have unfinished business.
Kill Bill, a film by Quentin Tarantino. Rated R. In theaters October 10th.
Are you ready? Hit! Whoa! Hit! Whoa! Break
Oh, excuse me.
The ML350, with optional seating for 7, has arrived. Is this your town, home to great neighbors and very hard water? You need CLR.
Water stains everything.
CLR is specially formulated to take on calcium, lime, and rust.
After I clean my coffee pot with CLR, the coffee just tastes fantastic.
CLR gets rid of buildup in your humidifier and rust stains in your washing machine. Wherever there's buildup, CLR can help.
CLR is available at these and other leading stores.
Totally NASCAR. Your season-long destination for everything that is NASCAR. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
2 and 2 with 2 down. Off the fence, and Grace will take it. The Cubs have won it, and they will go to the postseason.
Mark Grace making the last out in 1998. The last time the Cubs went to the playoffs, they won the wild card race in that year. And hopefully now the Cubs can return to the playoffs by winning the Central Division. Let's talk about today's pitching matchup as we head upstairs and bring in Dave Otto. Mark Pryor is slated to pitch Game 1 of the series with the Pirates. Of course, slated to pitch yesterday, but that game got rained out. So Dave, Pryor is moved to today. But if anyone can handle the pressure situation, it is Mark Pryor.
Well, he's mature beyond his years, Gail, at the age of 22, and it was a big ball game for Mark Pryor last time. Frankly, they're all big at this time of year, but on Sunday against the Pirates, the first 3 games, the Pirates had averaged 9 runs a game in those 3 games, and they needed a big outing out of Mr. Pryor, and they got it. Going 7 2/3 innings for the W. The big part of Pryor's outing last time was his breaking ball. You face a young team like the Pirates, you test them with the breaking ball, and that's exactly what he did last time out. And now as you look at the Mike's Hard Lemonade matchup, Josh Fogg going for the Pirates, Gal, and Josh Fogg is a guy that if he doesn't have his pinpoint control, he can be hit hard. And the Cubs did exactly that last time, driving in 9 runs against him. He throws a cutter away to right-handed hitters. He primarily worked away against them last time, but again, hopefully the Cubs can jump on him early again.
Okay, Dave, on paper, this matchup favors the Cubs. Hopefully it will hold true as the Cubs are trying to make the playoffs. Pittsburgh trying to play the role of spoiler. Thanks a lot, Dave. We'll see you in a bit. And we will have plenty more live from Wrigley Field, including a look back at some of the memorable moments from this season when we come back.
Sportsnet is giving you the chance to see some of the world's top action sports stars in person when they come to Chicago. Log on to fsnchicago.com right now and enter to win a pair of tickets to the Tony Hawk Boom Boom Huck Jam at the United Center October 17th.
I love hanging out with my son. I love playing games with him. And I love more than anything probably us just laughing. I mean, at home, we imitate, coyotes to each other. And he knows what a coyote sounds like. There's nothing greater than the laughter of a child. Because it's genuine, they don't care who hears them, they don't care how loud it is, and they don't care if you think it's funny or not. He can do that coyote pretty good.
Saturday night, prime time.
Oh, my!
Roy Williams and the 14th ranked Texas Longhorns look to keep their title hopes alive.
He's got some running room. Say goodbye!
When the aerial assault of the Tulane Green Wave rolls into Austin.
Looking deep in the flat, hands them in, and 7 more on the board.
Tulane, Texas, prime time, Saturday night at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, followed by Blue Streak, all part of Big PlayStation Saturday. Games worth waiting for on TBS Superstation.
If you're a Bears fan, there are 2 reasons you've got to watch NBC5. First, we've got Bears Game Day Live every Sunday morning at 10:30, sponsored by Popeyes. NBC5's Mark Chanowski and legendary Bears coach Mike Ditka prepare you for the day's game. Then, after the game, you've got to watch Bears Game Night Live at 10:45, sponsored by Canon, right after Sports Sunday with Ryan Baker. Bears Game Day Live and Bears Game Night Live. 2 great reasons you've got to watch NBC5 Sunday.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. We are getting set for Game 1 between the Cubs and Pirates of this twin bill today, the doubleheader forced because of yesterday's rainout. It has been a magical season for the Cubs so far in 2003. Whether or not they make the playoffs, there has been some very special moments, and we want to take a look back at some of those moments, the first half of those moments of the season. Let's take a look back.
Without further ado, the new manager of the Chicago Cubs, Dusty Baker.
I know how the city of Chicago is yearning for a winner. I love to win. Hey, why not us? Why not me?
I've got a feeling. And a high fly ball belted right center field. There it goes, number 500. Oh, it hits him in the head. Sosa gets hit in the head. And the batting helmet disintegrates.
Well, the time save pitch to Barry.
Whoa! That one got away from Pryor. Now Bond's a couple steps out. And Pryor says, come and get me. 3-2 pitch. Swing and drive. This ball game is over.
Well, he got it middle in and he hit it out. A sea of red departing the park and the Cubs fans on their feet.
2-0. High fly ball belted. Deep right field. Back goes Vanderwall and the Cubs have the lead.
everybody caught up on the here and the now. This is a doubleheader with the Pirates forced from the rainout yesterday. This is the Cubs' third doubleheader of the season. They just had one with the Pirates in Pittsburgh about a week ago. And Mark Pryor will take the mound for the Cubs. Josh Fogg for the Pirates. And Pryor is going for win number 18 on the year. He is 3-0 with a 2.22 ERA against the Pirates this season, and he just beat them in that weekend series against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Josh Fogg, on the other hand, the Cubs were able to hit him very well. So this Game 1 matchup may favor the Cubs. Game 2, however, is Matt Clement versus Ryan Vogelsong, and Vogelsong pitched very well against the Cubs the last time he faced Chicago. So it will be an interesting two-game matchup. This is the Cubs' third doubleheader of the season, and the last time they swept a doubleheader was against the Phillies in 2001. The last time they swept a doubleheader against Pittsburgh was in 1980. So it is tough to do, but not only do they have to win this doubleheader, they have to win this entire series, sweeping the Pirates in 3 games. If they do that, they will win the National League Central Division. Right now, they have a half-game lead over the Houston Astros. We are getting ready for game time. Game 1 of this twin bill coming away in just a few minutes. The fans are packing the stands here at Wrigley. It is a sold-out crowd, a playoff-like atmosphere, and we are about ready to go to the game. Chip and Dave will take it over for here. Enjoy the game, everyone.
After taking 2 of 3 in Cincy, the Northsiders are back in the friendly confines, ready to clinch the NL Central in front of the home folks. Get your game face on, because Pryor's set to make the Pirates walk the plank. Next.
It's an absolutely glorious day for baseball on Chicago's north side at Wrigley Field in Chicago. The Cubs' destiny in their own hands. 3 games over the next 2 days. They have a half-game lead in the Central. If the Cubs sweep the Pirates, they're going to the playoffs. Game 1 of the doubleheader coming your way here on Fox Sports. Mark Pryor against Josh Fogg before a standing room only crowd at Wrigley Field. And hello again, everybody, along with Dave Otto, Chip Carey. Welcome to Cubs baseball. And Dave, this is why we're in business. You want to have opportunities like this. They've been few and far between for the Cubs organization, and today it's quite possible, with a little help from the Brewers, the Cubs could clinch a postseason berth in the regular season for the first time in franchise history here.
Well, the Cubs rained out last night, but the Cubs got all kinds of help from the Milwaukee Brewers. And Chip, and this time of year, you always look at the pitchers, and they're going to be the key. I don't think Cubs fans have ever heard of Obermueller. Well, Obermueller's going for the Brewers today against the Houston Astros. In Game 1 of this series, Josh Fogg. The Cubs did a great job against him last time, scoring 9 runs. And you have your big boy, Mark Pryor, in this first game. Pryor 3-0 against the Pirates this year, and a big outing for him last Sunday against the Pirates, where he went 7 2/3.
And it's important not to overlook this Pittsburgh ball club. Yes, you want to see Houston lose, but it's irrelevant if the Cubs don't take care of business. And Dave, this Pittsburgh ball club is an over 500 club since they cleaned house and moved a whole lot of players, most of them to the Chicago Cubs.
Well, it's out guys like Brian Giles. They are towards the top in batting average. In the first 3 games of that series at PNC Park, the Pirates scored 27 runs until Pryor shut them down in the 4th game. The Cubs split. They were surprised by the way they played last time. They are not going to be surprised this time around.
No splits. Cubs win out, they go to the playoffs. If they do split, we might be looking at all kinds of crazy scenarios. Let's worry about our own business and get a win in Game 1 and see what happens for Game 2, the nightcap here at Wrigley Field. Beautiful day for a ball game. Let's enjoy first our national anthem as performed by the Chicago Gay Men's Chorus here in Chicago.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad skies and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallant.
The stage is set at Wrigley Field. A victory for Dusty Baker's gang in game one of the doubleheader means a one-game lead in the Central, and Mark Pryor is going to try to chase it down after these messages from your local Fox stations.
Fox Sports Net's coverage of Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you in part by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Chevy. Test drive a new Chevy car or truck today at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer. Comcast. Proud to be Chicagoland's new cable company. Heineken. It's all about the beer. Heineken. Walgreens. The pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs. Geico Direct. A 15-minute phone call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Nobody makes whiskey like Jack Daniel. Pennzoil. Not just oil, Pennzoil. Your local area Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Mike's Hard Lemonade. A hard Mike's is good to find. And by SBC. Ordinary people, extraordinary job.
Just announced, for the first time ever, now at your local Ford store. 0 interest, 0 down, no payments until 2004. Get 0% financing for 72 months on every 2003 Explorer 4-door, Expedition, Focus, ZX2, Ranger, and Taurus. That's interest-free financing for 72 months on all of these best-selling Fords. 0% for 72 months. 0 interest, 0 down, no payments until 2004. Only until September 30th, now at your local Ford store.
Get the scoop on the upcoming season with Big Time Fun with the Blackhawks. Sponsored by Miller Lite. Monday, October 6th at Dave & Buster's downtown from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy appetizers and games in the Midway with members of the team and coaching staff, including the opportunity to receive autographs. Tickets are just $50 and all proceeds benefit Chicago Blackhawk charities. Get your tickets today by calling 312-455-7017. Big Time Fun with the Blackhawks. Brought to you by Miller Lite, Fox Sports Net, and Dave & Buster's.
It's a glorious day for baseball in Chicago. A gentle breeze blowing straight out at Wrigley Field, where this afternoon we've got a double dip. The Cubs will take on the Pittsburgh Pirates in a twin bill today if they win both of them. And if the Milwaukee Brewers can play the role of the spoiler, the Cubs could clinch the Central here today. Chip Carey, Dave Otto pinch hitting for Steve Stone, who's celebrating a religious holiday today. And Dave, we've waited a long time for an afternoon with this much potential at Wrigley Field, and now the Cubs, all they have to do is win.
The Cubs' last 2 seasons have finished up against the Pittsburgh Pirates right here at Wrigley Field. Those games didn't mean anything. These games mean everything for the Cubs, and Pryor going today for the Cubs. And last time out against the Pittsburgh Pirates was tremendous. And certainly the Cubs would have liked to have played yesterday. However, Mark Pryor gets the extra day rest.
And we would like to welcome those of you who are hoping to see the Atlanta Braves and Philadelphia Phillies play at Veterans Stadium. We understand there's a rain delay at the Vet, so we'd like to welcome that audience to our broadcast here from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Mark Pryor set to take the mound. He's seeking his 18th win of the year. A standing room only crowd in Chicago as the Cubs will oppose the Pittsburgh Pirates and Josh Fogg in the opening game of this doubleheader. Now, doubleheaders, as you know, very difficult to sweep. But the Cubs are going to have to play their regulars in both ball games, Dave, and worry about tomorrow. If they win both of these games, they'll be a very happy bunch indeed. And that's really the bottom line with the help they got from Milwaukee yesterday. Cubs win all 3. There's nothing Houston can do about it.
Exactly. They can control their own destiny. And all year long, when you play double headers, Dusty Baker has changed that lineup. And I imagine there'll be a couple changes in the lineup, with one in particular behind the plate. Damian Miller starting the first game, and I imagine Paul Buccos will start that second game. But other than that, there is no rest now. The rest the Cubs are going to have, hopefully in the months of November all the way up until March.
So Pryor collecting his thoughts as the Cubs get set to take the field behind him. This National League Central Division race is the only race yet to be decided in all of Major League Baseball. All the other divisional races are settled. The Yankees have won the American League East, the Boston Red Sox the wild card, the Twins the AL Central champion, and the Oakland Athletics have won the West. The Yankees have home field advantage throughout the American League version of the playoffs. And then, of course, in the National League, Atlanta wins the East. The Florida Marlins clinch the wild card. The Cubs and Astros down to the final weekend as Sammy Sosa leads his customary charge into right field. And we're set to go in Game 1 of this big Wrigley Field doubleheader. Madman's experienced playoff fever with the Cubs in 1998. That was as a wild card. The Cubs last won a division title in 1989. They're looking to do it here in Dusty Baker's first season in Chicago. And Mark Pryor has had a big hand in that. He's 17-6 on the year, and he'll face this Pittsburgh Pirate starting lineup today. Tyke Redmond will lead off in center field, followed by second baseman Abraham Nunez. Jason Kendall's been red hot. He'll hit third. Matt Stairs, the former Cub, is the cleanup man. He'll be at first base. Greg Wilson is in right. Rob Makoviak is at third base. Jason Bay, in his debut against the Cubs, hit 8 RBIs and a couple of home runs. Since then, he struggled. Jack Wilson, the slick fielding shortstop, hits 8. And Josh Fogg will pitch in the ninth against right-hander Mark Pryor.
And Mark Pryor having a terrific year and magnificent in the second half. Since he went on the disabled list on August 4th, all Mark Pryor has done is gone 9-1 with a 1.42 ERA. Pryor's last start against the Pirates, a huge pick-me-up for this Cubs ball club. The first 3 games against Pittsburgh, the Cubs had given up a total of 27 runs. They needed rest in that bullpen. Pryor gave it to them, going 7 2/3 innings and only giving up 1 run. And Chip, that 3 could be 2 after this first ball game.
That's the Cubs' magic number. Any combination of Cub victories and Astros losses totaling 3, and the Cubs win the division outright. Should there be a playoff game necessitated, the Cubs won the coin flip with Houston. That game would be played here sometime on Monday, but the Cubs obviously aren't thinking about that.
Nope.
Pryor's ready to go. Here's a look at the defensive lineup behind him. Lou Lofton and Sosa in the Cub outfield. Ramos Ramirez, Alex Gonzalez, Mark Grudzielanek, and Randall Simon on the infield. And Damian Miller will be the catcher for Game 1. Umpiring crew, Wally Bell will call the balls and strikes. Ted Barrett, John Hirschbeck, and Matt Hollowell, the rest of the men in blue. Redmond digs in. We're underway with a quick strike over the outside corner. Chilly day in Chicago. Temperatures in the low 60s. Wind blowing out toward right field today. Now, there is a chance of some scattered rain showers later on today.
Boy, the first area to fill in was that bleacher area right when those gates opened, and fans still filing into the general grandstand area.
Way outside from Pryor, 2 balls and a strike. As you look at Wrigley Field from our vantage point, down the right field line is Addison Street. And the fans were lined up outside the ticket offices all the way around the ballpark at the corner of Clark and Addison down toward the Addison Street elevated train station, hoping to get either bleacher seats or standing room only opportunities to watch this game.
You have to fight your way in those bleachers to get those good seats. And frankly, all of those seats good in the bleachers.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Tyke Redmond. Leading off for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He took over when Kenny Lofton was traded to the Cubs, and he's been very, very solid for them.
One of the things that has surprised me about seeing Redmond this second time around is his ability to turn on a pitch. Earlier in his career, he was able to knock the bat out of his hand.
He swung at ball 4 and keeps the at bat alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
One of the things that Pryor did real well against the Pirates last time is throw that breaking ball. Certainly in this situation, 3-2 with the leadoff hitter, you probably aren't going to see the breaking ball, but that's going to be a big pitch for him in this ball game. Three and 2 to Tyke Redmond.
Ground ball right side. Simon can't get it. Grunzelanic fumbles and no chance to get Redmond. That'll be an infield hit for the Pittsburgh center fielder, and we're underway.
It's a good job by Mark Pryor to get off the mound, and one of the things with this Cubs infield, it's a little bit quicker now, and once Grunzelanic bobbled it, no chance with the speed of Redmond.
Pryor now taking his time, maybe a little winded, trying to get to the bag in time to beat Redmond. He couldn't, and now Abraham Nunez, the second baseman, digs in. Nunez at .252, 4 home runs, 34 driven in. Pirates have played the Cubs tough this year. Cubs are 8-7 against them and just 3-3 here at Wrigley Field. So Lloyd McClendon's team has actually, Dave, played better since they traded Lofton, Ramirez, Simon.
Well, you would think
3 games over 500 since that time.
Lloyd McClendon has done a good job this year. Every year that he has managed, this being his 3rd year, his record has improved.
Popped up. That's over the Cub dugout and out of play.
One of the things that makes Pryor so effective is his command of his fastball. He's able to throw to all 4 spots consistently, and certainly there's times during the season, Chip, where he's not able to do that, but for the most part able to pinpoint his fastball and then throw the breaking ball and an occasional changeup.
He's got Nunez down 2 strikes. Redmond a pretty good lead at first, not going, and that's popped up into shallow center field. Out goes Gonzalez. In comes Kenny Lofton. He'll make the 2-handed grab, and there's your first out. But beware the man coming up, Mr. Otto, Jason Kendall, a career high in hits and a .325 batting average, and of all the Pirates, he's the man that's hit Pryor the hardest.
I think the reason why Kendall's having such a good year this year compared to the last couple of years is he's finally healthy. He's been battling that thumb injury for a couple of years, and anytime a hitter with any type of hand injury, it's difficult to swing the bat.
And a real old school type of hitter. Open batting stance, no batting gloves. Sometimes he'll use a split grip on the baseball bat. See how he holds his hands here. Chokes up on the bat. 1-0 your count. Pretty good rip. It's even, a ball and a strike.
And Kendall also a real good hit and run guy. When puts the ball in play, he's only struck out 39 times this year, and Redmond a guy that will test you on the base paths. 6 stolen bases this year in half a season with the Pirates. That Cubs series against the Cincinnati Reds, where Sean Casey beat the Cubs in that last ball game. These are the guys that you really have to key on in this series, the veteran guys.
1 ball, 1 strike. Good breaking ball. Kendall frozen 1-2. Stairs waiting on deck. Runner at first, 1 out in the first. Pryor kicks and fires, and he just missed the corner to even up the count at 2-2.
Well, what you see is what you get from Mark Pryor. Pinpoint control on the fastball, and also testing Kendall right there with the curveball just off the plate.
Every kid at some point dreams of an opportunity like the one the Cubs have before them. But dreaming it is a whole lot easier than going out and doing it. And the rest of these Pirates working the count real effectively against Mark Pryor in the top of the first.
Well, it's a strange game when you have a Pittsburgh Pirate ball club, 11 games under 500. And you're playing a team like the Chicago Cubs with everything on the line. It's just a different feel. Pirates real loose, and really the Cubs fairly loose, considering the circumstances.
Rolls it out of play.
You ask any player, I think it's very difficult to play under these conditions with so much at stake. It almost seems like you have to find a way to take the pressure off. You as a ball player. And the Cubs all year long have been a loose bunch, and they have battled.
2-2. It won't go easily here in our first inning. Fine catch by a fan sitting in the upper deck. That's what Dusty was saying after the disappointing end of the road trip in Cincinnati. With regards to this Cub team, he said, nothing comes easy for this particular group of players.
But think about what they've endured this year. A 17-inning game, a 16-inning game, a 15-inning game.
There goes the pitch caught on a miss. The throw to second on target and not in time. Gonzalez handled a terrific throw from Miller. It short hopped the bag, and Redmond able to slide in safely with his 7th stolen base of the year. There are, however, 2 outs.
Well, pretty good pitch for Damian Miller to throw on. However, Redmond with a pretty good jump from first base, and certainly a situation where Kendall, normally not a strikeout guy, good situation for the Pirates to put on that hit and run. 7th stolen base of the year for Tyke Redmond. And this is another guy you don't want to let beat you.
Especially with the wind blowing toward right. Matt Stairs, a dead pull hitter with 20 home runs. Fire buzzes him inside. They are underway in Houston. Milwaukee did not score in the first. We cannot say the same thing of the Astros. They have a 1-0 lead in the bottom half down at Minute Maid Park. Evens the count to Matt Stairs.
Well, that Minute Maid Park, that's a difficult place to hold down that Houston offense. And you hope that the Houston staff does the same. That game last night and watching that Brewer-Astro game. Wayne Franklin, the starter from Milwaukee, staked about a 9-1 lead.
It wasn't the most comfortable feeling watching him toil out there, but Milwaukee got it done. Cubs fans on their feet. Stairs behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the Pirate first. Again, out of play by Stairs.
Well, we're seeing early on Mark Pryor with that fastball upstairs. Anytime you throw that fastball there, you almost like to see him change the hitter's eyes and throw something down.
Pitch number 24 of the inning takes care of Stairs. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Here come the Cubs in the middle of our first inning.
Something bigger.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The entire world of extreme sports all in one place. Weekdays on Fox Sports Net.
Easy, gang. Plenty of room. To make the ride to the game more comfortable, Chevy thought roomy Suburbans and Tahoes were just the ticket.
Sit back and get comfortable.
Now get $4,500 total cash back on every 2003 Chevy Tahoe. Or get $5,000 total cash back on every 2003 Chevy Suburban. Hurry, the selection won't last.
Maybe this wasn't the best idea.
Copy that.
See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer today.
Despite years of racing stock cars, motorcycles, and dirt bikes, the only ride that truly scared Bill Wilt was the short trip in an ambulance when he had that unbearable pain in his chest.
I thought I was going to die, but the doctors at Gottlieb Hospital pulled me through with a quadruple bypass, and I haven't felt this good in 20 years.
Gottlieb Memorial Hospital's group of heart surgeons perform some 2,000 open heart operations in the Chicago area each year. At Gottlieb, we're bringing quality to life.
Buy your Chevrolet
from RICCA. Chevrolet. Over 600 new Chevys in stock. And now through the end of the month, you choose 2003 Malibu or 2003 S10 pickup. Just $89.95 or only $89 a month. That's just $89.95 or only $89 a month. Or get 0% financing for 60 months or $5,500 cash back. Only right now and only at Rizza Chevy in Bridgeview. Rizza Chevrolet is the only place to buy.
2-1. Weekdays on Fox Sports Net.
Pittsburgh fails to score in the first inning before the Cubs come to the plate. Here's what happened moments ago in Houston. Jeff Kent with an RBI single brings home Craig Biggio to make it 1-0 Houston. Richard Hidalgo, however, hit into a 5-3 double play to retire the side. So it's 1-0 Astros heading to the second inning. Ron McClendon looks on as the Cubs send this lineup to play today. Kenny Lofton leads off, followed by Mark Grudzielanek, Sammy Sosa, Moises Alou, and Aramis Ramirez in the middle of the attack. Randall Simon, Alex Gonzalez, Damian Miller, and Mark Pryor, the rest of the order against Pittsburgh right-hander Josh Fogg, who got absolutely pounded in his last start against the Cubs in Pittsburgh.
Giving up 9 runs, and the 26-year-old in his second full year in the big leagues, and 12 wins last year. You see his record this year, and the high ERA and the high hits per innings pitched.
Ball too low, 2 balls, no strikes. 136 innings for Fogg, 160 base hits. Ordinarily, he doesn't walk too many men, and you've got to wonder, Dave, if he's running out of gas. 3 balls, no strikes to Kenny Lofton, his former Pirate teammate.
Well, seeing Josh Fogg last Friday certainly did not have his good stuff. He will cut the fastball in on left-handed hitters and away to right-handed hitters.
Lofton thought he walked, dropped the bat, and started the batting glove adjustment. Now he looks back at Wally Bell in disbelief. Full count, 3-2.
And to go along with that cut fastball, there's the tailing fastball where he will start that at a left-handed hitter and tail it back over the plate. And Kenny Lofton felt like that ball was downstairs.
That one's into center field. Well, you can't walk your way on, hit your way on. And Lofton did that a lot on the road trip. It was 11 for 25 with 6 RBIs and a big home run in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. So a good start in the Cubs first. And here's Mark Grudzielanek.
Well, a crushing blow for the Cubs this year was to lose Corey Patterson for the year. But it prompted the Cubs to go after Kenny Lofton, and has really changed the makeup of this ball club, because now you have a legitimate leadoff hitter who has been on base 50% of the time leading off a ball game.
So Lofton will lead from first. Mark Grudzielanek will dig in. Mark Grudzielanek, .315 batting average with 3 home runs. He's knocked in 36. And at the start of his homestand, all that was made of Richard Hidalgo and his September hitting heroics. Mark Grudzielanek just 1 point behind him in the month of September. He's been one of the game's hottest hitters at a most opportune time. Lofton was leaning, and he just got back in time.
Well, it's a different feel here for the Cubs this month of September. Cubs going 17-7.
Kenny Lofton with 30 stolen bases on the year, and has not been running as much as we've seen. Last time the Cubs were home, Randall Simon hit a foul ball down the third base line, and Lofton had to back out of the way awkwardly. He was a little bit gimpy as he stood around the third base bag before we left on the road trip. He's had no trouble running the bases, but he has not been, either by design or for that reason, real aggressive in trying to steal a base here. Grudzielanek bounces that to the shortstop. Wilson to first. It's a 6-3 double play. 2 outs.
Boy, great hustle by Kenny Lofton, and Jack Wilson there at second base had to come a long way to take this play himself. Could have easily fed it to Nunez. Instead, tag second and a strong throw to first base.
Here's Sammy Sosa, 1 home run away from number 40 on the year. Sammy at 280 with 101 driven in. Pretty remarkable numbers for Sammy Sosa when you consider all the time he's missed this year. Sammy's played now in 135 games. Still very productive. Suspension. And at the injured toe. And Pittsburgh was hit in the head by a pitched baseball and wasn't that effective for about 2 weeks. Despite missing almost a month's worth of play, Sosa still has put up incredible offensive numbers.
Well, and the amount of big home runs that he's had this year. 2 home runs against Kevin Brown. You know, one thing that Sammy's doing pretty well in that Cincinnati series, a couple of home runs there. The breaking ball out over the plate now. He's lifting. And when he gets on that hot streak, that breaking ball away, he drives the ball to right center field. The 2 home runs against Kevin Brown, 2 home runs against Kurt Schilling. Game winner in Philly.
Two balls, 2 strikes. That's inside for a full count at 3-2. The middle. Wilson to his left. And Fogg works a scoreless bottom half of our first inning. On we go to the second. No score.
This is my bridge. This is my building.
And this is my truck.
For people that care about getting the job done right. We built the Toyota Tundra better from the ground up.
The only love I have in my
Jay.
life. So don't tell me who to love. You have no idea how I feel.
Excuse me.
Leaving.
Sensational play.
What?
They're down by 10 at the half. Now they come. Excuse me.
Shining is commitment and dedication. And just as you support others, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois will continue to support the efforts you make to keep well. Because when you aspire and succeed, others will surely follow. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, shining through.
Check this out.
And the Sox look to finish the year off strong as the Royals' loaded attack is sure to make it a fight to the finish. White Sox, Royals, tomorrow at 12:30 on Fox Sports Net.
No score as we head to the second inning, and Craig Wilson jumps on the first pitch he sees, pops it to the right side. Randall Simon near the seats, dives in, can't come up. Good effort by Randall Simon, but Wilson lives to swing the bat again.
Well, not much foul territory here at Wrigley Field, and Simon does a good job of finding the fence or the wall. Pennant fever. All these outs are So critical.
That's off the plate to Wilson. A ball and a strike. This is a guy that a lot of Pirate fans want to see in the lineup more frequently. Look at his numbers in a short period of at-bats. They're pretty impressive. Problem is they don't really have a true position for him.
Well, 2 years ago, his role was a pinch hitter. 7 pinch hit home runs. And if I'm not mistaken, a couple of those were against this Cubs ball club. But yeah, right field, first base, might be behind the plate in that second game.
Well, 2-2 here in our second inning, and that's off the inside corner. Full count to Wilson. He can play right. He can play first. He can catch. More than anything, he can hit. 3-2. Driven to right field. Sammy took a step back. Now comes charging in, and he makes the shoulder high catch. Sammy took a funny route, but he makes the play. One away here in our second.
Yeah, good recovery here by Sammy. I mean, with that wind and the way that ball came off the bat of Wilson, slicing away from Sosa.
Big cut and a miss by Makoviak.
Well, you're looking at a rotation. Matt Clement pitching the second game. You're looking at potentially 4 starters with 200+ innings. And the Cubs have been very fortunate to have a fairly healthy starting rotation this year, with the exception of Mark Pryor missing those 3+ weeks.
In the long run, that month off for Mark probably was the best thing that could have possibly happened to him. He's run off 9 wins and 10 decisions. And still a very young pitcher, despite an acumen far beyond his years on the mound. He's thrown 204 innings and missed 4 weeks.
And he used that time really to reload mentally. I mean, he has become even stronger mentally on that mound.
Nasty breaking ball. That's his 3rd strikeout. 2 are out, bases clear as we kick off Fan Appreciation Weekend here at Wrigley Field. Doubleheader today. 1 more game tomorrow. And of course, the big fun tomorrow, not only a chance perhaps to see the Cubs clinch a division title, but we'll also retire the jersey of our colleague Ron Santo, number 10, will be honored in a pregame ceremony that starts at 12:40 Central Time. So make sure you get to the ballpark early to see the coach.
Boy, no one embodies the true spirit of a gritty ball player, both on and off the field, than that man, Ron Santo. 14th season as a broadcaster, 14 years in a Cubs uniform. And everything that he's done for diabetes. And the coach is happy too, because the Cubs have a 3rd baseman in Aramis Ramirez. And what a super job he's done in a Cubs uniform. 15 home runs in 60 games.
Jason Bay hits a line drive to left that Moises Alou will play on a hop. And again, we welcome those of you watching the Braves and Phillies. We have no score here in the second inning of play. Mark Pryor with 3 strikeouts through an inning and 2/3. The Cubs did not score, of course, in the first inning as Josh Fogg faced the minimum.
Well, the Cubs are still trying to figure out Jason Bay. In that Friday game last week, Jason Bay with 2 home runs.
He can hit a fastball. He struggles with the breaking stuff. That's down the right field line by Wilson.
And Jason Bay coming over to the Pirates from the Padres for Brian Giles, along with Oliver Perez, who probably not going to see in this series. Left-handed pitcher who battling a blister.
Bay, 2 home homers, 8 RBIs, including a grand slam at PNC Park. That was against Carlos Zambrano. After that ball game, the Cubs started throwing him a steady diet of breaking stuff, and he didn't have much luck afterward. Wilson down 2 strikes, runner at first, 2 outs in the second inning. I would love to get this man and start the third inning with the pitcher 2 up first. Ground ball toward Ramirez. Indecisive play. Bare hand recovery, and Wilson's aboard. We'll see how that scored. That's an E5. You saw Ramirez hesitate. Didn't know whether to play it back or charge. By the time he made up his mind, his fate was sealed.
33rd error of the year for Ramirez, and one of the toughest plays for a third baseman is you don't have much reaction time over there to read the hops. And if you hesitate for that split second and don't get that good short hop, you're in all kinds of trouble. And now Mark Prior has to pitch over an error.
That's his 10th error with the Cubs for Ramirez, and this is 61st game. So Fogg indeed a chance to hit now with 2 on 2 out. He's done a decent job at the plate at 200 batting average. That one grounded to Alex. And the Cubs shortstop takes care of the pitcher, and that'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and error, 2 men left. No score in the second at Wrigley Field.
Welcome back. I'm here in this 19th century Victorian with new owners Mike and Shannon Boyd. Hi, Ted.
We just fell in love with its charm.
Yeah, it's charming. Unfortunately, the roof leaks, the foundation is crumbling, and there's significant termite damage. But I do have good news. I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Hey, we need to talk about your electrical. Whoa. Yeah, we're going to want to fix that.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
September is clearance month at your Dodge dealers. It's your chance to make 0 down payment, 0 payments for 6 months, and get 0% APR financing. Or choose generous cash allowances of up to $4,500 on 2003 models. Plus, you'll get Dodge's 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. 0 in on all the savings during September clearance month. Now through September 30th. See your Dodge dealer for the best values in America.
Hi. Hi. Mortgage application. Me too. Bye. Hi.
The mortgage application with 80% less paperwork from Bank of America. Higher standards.
2 more steps, guys. Come on, Mom. We've been to the video store and the dry cleaners. I think we've been in the car all day.
Hard-working engines need a hard-working oil. Introducing Pennzoil's SUV, truck, and minivan motor oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Get the Pennzoil Protection Package at Jiffy Lube and get $10 back on your next Pennzoil service.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Game 2 of this doubleheader will come your way about a half hour after the conclusion of Game 1. Matt Clement and Ryan Vogelsong will toil. That'll be seen on Fox Sports Net Chicago only. Those of you watching us around the country. Pirates and Cubs, Game 2. After we hope Mark Prior takes care of the Pirates in Game 1. Moises Alou leads things off for the Cubs. 3 hits in his last 30 at-bats. And Alou says that on the last road trip he injured his thumb sliding headfirst into the third base bag. Says there's a bit of a ligament problem in there. Alou's not saying that it's the thumb, but rather that he's not hitting the ball well. But certainly, Dave, you can see the heavy wrap on the left hand for Alou. Wilson waits back, plays the big hop, and a good throw to first. Retires Alou. 1 out.
Well, certainly Alou struggling as of late. When you go back over the season and you count how many big hits Alou has always had for this ball club and that pennant experience. A member of the Florida Marlins back in '97. And here's a guy in Aramis Ramirez who so far, the early totals, loves to play against his ex-teammates.
Well, Ramirez offensively has been just a huge acquisition for the Cubs. Run-producing third baseman, something they've been searching long and hard for here since Ron Santo was traded to the White Sox. Ramirez rolls out. The Cubs are pulling off the top of everything Fogg is throwing.
Well,
Offside's been busy.
Exactly. You really have to be patient against a guy like Fogg. And Fogg, last time out, everything was up. His fastball, waist high, and today, early on, has been able to keep that ball down and tail that fastball.
Here's Randall Simon. If it's in the same zip code, to him it's a strike.
Well, some hitters hit it where it's pitched. Randall Simon hits it if it's pitched.
Good way of putting it. Certainly another key acquisition. Randall, 6 homers, 20 knocked in 31 games since joining the Cubs. He's given Dusty Baker a whole lot of flexibility. Again, this is a Cub team that, with the loss of Corey Patterson, has been a predominant right-hand hitting team. And he provides balance, and even more importantly, has been terrific defensively at first base. That's been maybe the biggest surprise of Simon's game. And that ball well off the plate, and Fogg has a 1-2-3. Bottom of the second inning. We have no score at Wrigley Field, and we'll be back after these messages from your local Fox stations.
The Hyundai Sonata, a comparison. More standard features than a Toyota Camry LE, including a V6 engine. And yet the Sonata costs $2,100 less when comparably equipped. Add in America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles, and you win. Test drive the Hyundai Sonata starting at just $14,839 at your Hyundai dealer.
Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get up to $2,000 cash back or 0% APR for up to 60 months.
Start your Sunday with NASCAR This Morning. Get the inside track from the pre-race show that'll have your motor running before the green flag drops. NASCAR This Morning on Fox Sports Net.
Cut up and cleanup time at your local Steel retailer. Get the Steel Mini Boss Chainsaw featuring the exclusive Steel Quick Chain Adjuster. Perfect for homeowners, just $199.95. Got leaves? Clean them up fast with the easy starting Steel BG55 blower that converts easily to a vacuum. Just $159.95. It's cut up and cleanup time. See your servicing Steel retailer today. Look in the yellow pages under saws or visit steelusa.com. Are you ready for a Steel?
There's never been a better time to buy a new Oldsmobile. Hi, I'm Maury Edelson. Whether you're looking to buy a 2003 Oldsmobile or you're looking to service your current Oldsmobile, I will stand by you and your car. Our newly expanded state-of-the-art service facility and service director Darren Dandry will give you peace of mind. Simply the best experience, always the best price at Maury Edelson Cadillac Buick Oldsmobile in Hodgkins.
Top of the order for Pittsburgh here in the top of the third inning, and that means Tyke Redmond, who reached on an infield hit, leading off this ball game. It's been an interesting turnaround for Tyke Redmond. Things were going so poorly for him at one point, Dave. They took him off the Pirates' 40-man roster. Now he's got a chance to be their leadoff man next year, and a nice grab by Aramis Ramirez retires him in our third inning. So a child shall lead them. Mark Pryor, just 23 years of age, mature beyond his years, pitching in a critical game the final weekend at Wrigley Field.
he wants the ball, he certainly doesn't act 23. You know, he looks 23, he doesn't act 23. And at this point, age is nothing more than a number. I mean, I've seen some guys 33 couldn't handle this. You know, so it's not about how old you are, it's about what you got on the inside.
He wasn't talking about you when he mentioned the 33-year-old guy, was he? Nunez fouls it away. No balls, 2 strikes to him.
What, pitching scared? If you had my stuff, you'd be scared too, Chip.
You're the bravest man in baseball. I saw you pitch to Michael Jordan. And there's good news in Houston. I'll tell you about that in a moment. 0-2 to Abraham Nunez. Nunez down. And the news is this. Scott Pasednik has just hit an extra base hit for the Brewers with 2 outs. Diving try in center field by Biggio. And that brings home the game tying run for Milwaukee. It's 1-1 down at Minute Maid Park, and Pasednik all the way around to third base.
Alone to check of Clayton out at second base, and here it comes.
There's the try by Biggio. And now Milwaukee has just taken the lead. It's 2-1 Milwaukee down in Houston. So it's a triple for Pasednik. Bill Hall with an infield hit and a bad throw from Adam Everett turns the game around. Here's Kendall. He's down 2 strikes.
Well, the other thing, these games are big for Milwaukee. Right now in the cellar, Ned Yost in his first year trying to get out of the cellar. 1 game back in Cincinnati, and Mark Pryor here trying to finish off Kendall.
Balls, 2 strikes to Kendall. Wrigley Field will erupt when that 3rd inning comes to a close. Here's the 0-2. And it's tying away. Chop toward Ramirez. Big hop. Kendall can fly, and he's retired. And so are the Pirates. 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd. Lower 3rd for the Cubs. No score at Wrigley Field.
USA, a town where everyone gives 110%, even when tipping, where windows are self-cleaning, and even though life never gives them lemons, people still make lemonade. Of course, we don't live anywhere near perfect, so there's Walgreens, open every day, many 24 hours, with everything needed for the real world. That's life. This is Walgreens.
What I have seen on the field of battle has led me to question my purpose.
You cannot escape.
You have no idea what their weapons can do.
The Last Samurai. Rated R. Starts Friday, December 5th.
Hey, we're new in town. We followed some friends out who came to work for Joe's Crab Shack.
Let's go, Gloss! Show him what you got!
You know where this Joe's Crab Shack is?
Head to Joe's Crab Shack and enjoy steak and fried shrimp for only $10.99. Tender, juicy top sirloin steak grilled to perfection, served with your choice of coconut or fried shrimp for only $10.99.
Don't you know you gotta go eat at Joe's?
Go, Claw!
He always wanted a boy. She hits both ways, you know.
The ultimate fantasy football show. We know who to start, who to sit, who's a stud, and who's a dud. The Hidden
gems. We know what you don't. Weekends on Fox Sports Net.
Alex Gonzalez leads off the Cub third. No score. Josh Fogg throwing well. And the Cubs shortstop, a career high in home runs. Also, Dave, a shot to be the Gold Glove Award winner defensively at shortstop this year.
Why not? What a tremendous improvement for Gonzalez. 10 errors this year.
That one's lined toward the right center field gap. Wilson tries to cut it off. He will, but Gonzalez in with a stand-up leadoff double.
When Gonzo's swinging the bat well, he's taking it the other way. And really, that's what you have to do against Josh Fogg. I mentioned earlier that he cuts the fastball away to right-handed hitters. That ball actually tailed back over the plate. But he kept his front shoulder in and drove it to right center. Have to be patient against a guy like Fogg.
So Miller's job, hit the ball to the right side here, and that's his normal stroke. When he's going well, he hits the ball to right and right center field.
Classic inside-out stroke. And Fogg will test him by probably showing Miller a couple of pitches inside.
They have not yet posted that Milwaukee score on the scoreboard. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss. Guys, put that 2 up there. One ball, 1 strike. The count to the Cub catcher. They're going away from him here. That one a generous outside corner. 1-2 your count.
The biggest difference between Fogg, his last outing where he gave up 9 runs against the Cubs, and this outing, he's able to keep that fastball down. This is a guy, when he gets ahead, he will test you. And
in the dirt, the score has been posted. Still a long way to go, but crowd hollers, as they say, our friends to the north of tally 2.
And if you're trying not to watch the scoreboard, if you're in that Cubs dugout, well, it's going to be a tough day not to watch that scoreboard with this fan reaction.
I haven't heard a crowd in Chicago cheer like that since Steve Stone picked up a dinner check. That's a rare occurrence indeed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
'84 to be exact.
Sharply hits. Funny hop. Wilson stays with it and makes a tremendous play. That kid might win a Gold Glove himself someday at shortstop. He is something. Good play, 1 out. And unfortunately, Miller hit the ball to the wrong side of the diamond. No chance for Alex to advance.
Yeah, the rule when you're running at second base, anything hit to your right, you have to hold your ground at second base. Wow. We've seen Jack Wilson last year and now this year robbed the Cubs of a couple of base hits.
Dusty saying, hey, why couldn't the ground crew have left a rock in that spot on the infield? No such luck. As Pryor jammed, nearly hit it down the right field line for extra bases. 1 strike to the Cub pitcher, hitting .243, and he's got a shot at helping himself here. Again, the wind is blowing out toward right field today. So hit it high and watch it fly, as Billy Williams, the Cubs Hall of Famer, used to say. Big lead at second for Alex.
Billy, when he was a coach with the Cubs, now special assistant Andy McPhail, in his uniform, he asked the players in the dugout, hey, which way's the wind blowing? So I'm not sure. Look at my flag up there on the right field foul pole. HOF 26.
And Mark Pryor is retired on strikes. There's your second out. Second strikeout for Josh Fogg, and back to the top of the order we go. And Kenny Lofton, who singled back through the box in the Cubs' first inning.
Hampton first time up. Got a fastball up and drove it to center field to get things going.
Way outside for a ball. Atlanta leads the Phillies 3-1. They close down Veterans Stadium this weekend. Jim Thome's homered for the Phillies. And Javier Lopez for Atlanta also has homered. That's a new record for catchers. 42 of them for Lopez, passing Todd Hundley. Fly ball, softly hit. He fell down, but he recovers to make the play. Wow, into his feet, stumbled, comes back in, makes the basket catch, and the Cubs can't cash in a leadoff double in our third inning. Scoreless game.
I love hanging out with my son. I love playing games with him, and I love more than anything probably us just laughing. I mean, at home, we imitate, coyotes to each other, and he knows what a coyote sounds like. There's nothing greater than the laughter of a child, because it's genuine. They don't care who hears them. They don't care how loud it is, and they don't care if you think it's funny or not. He can do that coyote pretty good.
Comcast is working hard, so you won't miss a moment. We're working hard to bring you crystal clear pictures with digital cable. We're working hard to bring you high-speed cable internet. And at Comcast, our promise is to continue bringing new technologies home to you first, to keep you in touch, informed, and in sync, with everything you need to stay connected, now and in the future. All from one single source, Comcast.
In case of emergency, A, remain calm. B, panic. C, break glass. Life beckons, and you're holding the key.
The new 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix with optional driver's package has aluminum wheels, wide track handling, and the largest V6 in its class. Chicagoland, it's a rush, hour after hour. And now get a 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix with driver's package for around $229 a month with Smart Buy financing. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. This is not a lease. Own your Grand Prix today. See your Chicagoland Pontiac dealer.
Hockey returns. Sullivan leads the Blackhawks. Kachuk powers the Blues. It is on. Hawks Blues tonight at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
Matt Stairs leads off the fourth inning, and Pryor struck him out the first time up. Stairs just 2 for 26 this year against the Cub pitching staff. A trend we hope continues today and tomorrow. Low and away to Matt Stairs.
Well, one thing in that 2 for 26 stretch, one thing, Matt Stairs does not get cheated. Boy, that's easy. That's easy 95 if that's possible. 95 miles an hour, Mark Pryor. Just that easy, smooth delivery, and the ball really gets on hitters.
Wind picking up, blowing harder toward right. 1-2 pitch to Stairs, and that's a jam job out of play. Swings over the top. That's 5 strikeouts. Bases empty. Time for our Aflac trivia question from a very sunny and windy Wrigley Field in Chicago. Aflac! And our Aflac trivia question is, who are the oldest and the youngest pitchers ever to win the Cy Young Award? Any guesses over there?
How old was Stoney?
72. Here's Wilson. He flied to right his first time up. Pryor misses with the ball downstairs.
Youngest. Doc Gooden?
Fernando maybe? Fly ball hit pretty hard deep to left field. That's going to be trouble. It's gone. Craig Wilson. We told you how well he hits. That's his 18th home run of the year, and the Pittsburgh Pirates have scored first.
'18th home run of the year for Wilson, able to get a fastball downstairs and just drops the head on a day where the ball will fly out of here. Wind blowing to right field, but a mistake from Pryor.
So it's 1-0 Pittsburgh here in the fourth inning.
Wears out this Cubs ball club. A couple of pinch hit home runs a couple of years back.
Well, he's a good hitter. You just got to find a position for him to play.
Well, overall, I think this Pittsburgh offense, when you look at the numbers, 3rd in average this year, 6th in run production.
Koviak swings through that. 2 balls and a strike.
And a team that really hit the ball well against the Cubs at PNC Park, with the exception of Pryor's outing on Sunday. First 3 ball games, a total of 27 runs scored. And with the amount of new players that the Pirates have, and certainly the Cubs have seen Craig Wilson and Makoviak now, there's no history with some of these guys, and you have to figure out real quick how to pitch some of them.
Out of play again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rob Makoviak. Another one of those Pirate players who has real value in that he's very versatile.
Really taking a look at Makoviak over at third base. Pirates trading Ramirez to the Cubs. And Makoviak has a little something extra to play for here against the Cubs. Grew up on the south side. Oak Lawn High School. He grew up a White Sox fan. Wants nothing better to beat this Cubs ball club.
Sharply hit. That one hung, and Makoviak rips it in right field. So 2 straight hits after Stairs strikes out to open this 4th inning. And here's Jason Bay, who singled his first time up. Pirates have a lead on a Craig Wilson solo home run into the bleachers in left field.
Really like to see, and really the Cubs did do this against Bay later on in the series at PNC, but throw him that breaking ball. And in talking with Mike Quaddy, the AAA manager for the Iowa Cubs this year, who has traveled with the team this last month of the season, and seeing Jason Bay in the minor leagues, one of the best he's seen. And you know, when you play a team like the Pirates, it's pretty valuable to have a guy like Mike Quaddy in that clubhouse that is familiar with some of these guys, these Pirates, who, when you look at their roster, 7 or 8 of these guys spent most of the time in Nashville.
Damian Miller out for Jackson Pryor, who's fallen behind Jason Bay. 2 balls, no strikes.
Pitching on his 6th day. Pitched last Sunday against the Pirates. I really think that this time of year it's always valuable for, take a look at the home run off the bat of Craig Wilson, to have that extra day. And even though the innings have piled up for the starters, all along Dusty Baker has stayed with that 5-man rotation until this last month.
Two balls and a strike. Our Chicago-only audience. Game 2 of the doubleheader will follow on Fox Sports Net Chicago. Ryan Vogelsong for the Pirates. Matt Clement for the Cubs. Pittsburgh leads by an early run. We're in the 4th inning. 3-1, secondary lead. Throw to second. Yes, Makoviak. The Cubs catching core of Paul Buccos and Damian Miller have been terrific. Calling it, catching it, and throwing it this year.
Well, to soften up his body right there, to keep that ball in front of him, and a tremendous jump by Makoviak. He anticipated that ball in the dirt, and a perfect throw and tag from Miller and Grudd.
3-1 to Bay. That's on the corner, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Down the right field line, Sammy will give chase and will not have a play.
Boy, he's head out big. And prior this inning, a couple of fastballs up and a breaking ball up to Makoviak, and anytime you can get an out without throwing a pitch, get out of this inning right here.
And Pryor misses badly, and the ball bounces toward the Cub dugout. It's base on balls to Bay, and he's at first base. Pryor stumbled as he released that ball. Let's see if he's okay. He started looking and pawing at the front of that mound after he released the baseball.
Well, he really landed on a stiff front leg. Boy, always the concern there is, well, you can really pop a knee. That time just overstrided a little bit. Or is it overstrode?
Whichever way you want it to be. As Jack Wilson reached on an Aramis Ramirez error in the 2nd inning. Cubs going to have 2, 3, and 4 coming up in the 4th inning. Hopefully better luck with Josh Fogg. They're down a run. Ball 1, strike 1 to Wilson.
To get that breaking ball back down.
And Pryor has his man set up. One ball, 2 strikes. He got him. And 6 strikeouts for Pryor. He walks gingerly toward that Cub dugout after surrendering a solo home run to Craig Wilson. In the 4th inning, Pirates lead the Cubs 1-0.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
The one you really need to have. If you don't have it, that's why you need it.
Need what?
Well, if you get hurt and miss work, it won't hurt to miss work. And they give you cash, which is just as good as money.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Just announced for the first time ever now at your local Ford store. 0 interest, 0 down, no payments until 2004. Get 0% financing for 72 months on every 2003 Explorer 4-door, Expedition, Focus, ZX2, Ranger, and Taurus. That's interest-free financing for 72 months on all of these best-selling Fords. 0% for 72 months. 0 interest, 0 down, no payments until 2004. Only until September 30th, now at your local Ford store.
His identity is a mystery.
He's a former student of yours.
His whereabouts are unknown.
Hello, Bill.
But for the woman he betrayed,
We put a bullet in her head, but her heart just kept on beating.
the only way to get to him is to go through them.
We have unfinished business.
Kill Bill, a film by Quentin Tarantino. Rated R. In theaters October 10th.
Shining is making your own choices. And at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we help you do just that. By assisting, not dictating. By supporting your decisions, not making them, and by looking at things from a different perspective. Yours. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, shining through.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports each and every weekday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weekdays on Fox Sports Net.
Pittsburgh has a 1-run lead as we head to the Cubs half of the 4th inning. And Dave, the Cubs just 2 hits so far, but both of them have been leadoff safeties, and neither Cub runner has been able to advance.
Leadoff double by Gonzalez in the 3rd inning. Cubs not able to bring him around, and Kenny Lofton led off this ball game with a base hit. And in that 1st inning, Grudzielanek grounded into the double play. Fogg is a guy that he's going to be around the plate, but you also have to be patient against him.
Line drive right field. Wilson will play it on a hop.
Oh, baby.
3 leadoff men on for the Cubs in the game, and now it gives Sammy Sosa a shot at turning it around here.
And that's exactly what you have to do against Fogg. He will throw that cut fastball moving away to right-handed hitters. You try and pull it, you have no chance. And Grud, who's been red hot as of late, dumps one into right field.
Sammy grounded out to short to end the Cubs' 1st inning. Outside corner, strike 1. It's amazing this game. The Cubs crushed Fogg last time out in Pittsburgh. 9 runs, 9 hits in 2 innings and a 3rd. Today he's blanked the Cubs through 3 innings of play. He got away with a pitch there, and Sosa fouls it away 0-2. So Fogg has made an adjustment. Let's see if the Cubs bats can.
Fogg, a former White Sox. Came to the Pittsburgh Pirates in exchange for Todd Ritchie. Boy, look away, Sammy. No, with 2 strikes, you have to protect.
1-2. Off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a spot where Fogg's pitching it away. You'd love to see Sammy try to hit it away. When he's really seeing the ball well, he drives the ball to right field.
And I think you can adjust on the inside fastball against Fogg because he doesn't throw particularly hard.
Again, they set up outside, 2-2 pitch, and again he hung it. And Fogg really unhappy with himself. He knows he made a mistake, and Sammy could do nothing but foul it away.
Sammy with 3 home runs against the Cincinnati Reds, and all 3 of them on breaking balls. And right here, he just misses one. A little in on the hand.
He's battled back to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Short lead at first by Grudzielanek. And Sosa keeps a good at bat alive here.
Jason Kendall there setting up inside, but Fogg not able to get it all the way in to Sammy. And again, with that fastball, you can look away and adjust that fastball in. As long as he's not a guy that throws 93, 94 miles an hour.
2 balls, 2 strikes. All right, roll the dice. Are you running with Grudzielanek here and nobody out? And Moises Alou in the on-deck circle.
I'd like to see him in motion here, Chip.
He's going. Ball 4. 2 around, nobody out.
That was a great at-bat by Mr. Sosa. And now you're seeing some more patience against Fogg, who will test you by throwing pitches a little bit off the plate. And Sammy took some pretty tough pitches in that sequence. Boy, this place is loud. first time up. Ground ball is short. On one of the first few pitches that he saw in that sequence.
Ball one from Fogg. Make this guy work.
Absolutely.
Remember, he at times will make a mistake or two.
Josh Fogg can ill afford to throw a pitch right down the chute. Therefore, he works the corners. And that really is his bread and butter, that cut fastball. Lloyd McClendon has seen Wrigley Field this way as a player in 1989. Clinched that division in Montreal. What a job he did as a player here for the Cubs, and doing a pretty good job as a manager in his third year.
1 ball, 1 strike. 1-2 the count. Chip Carey at Wrigley Field. Those of you around the country watching other Major League action, Cubs are down a run with Alou in the batter's box. A Craig Wilson solo home run in the 4th inning has scored the only run of the game to this point. Mark Grudzielanek leading off this home half of the 4th inning. Single to right. Sammy Sosa down 2 strikes. Coaxed a walk from Fogg. And now Moises Alou has a 2-2 count here in the 4th inning. Ball 3, good stop by Kendall. Former Pirate Aramis Ramirez is waiting on deck.
And when you look at the arms in the outfield, left field, Bay, good arm, average arm in center field, strong arm in right.
Look at this crowd in Chicago. Two strikes. Fogg wants to know if the Cubs are thinking about running again. Remember, with Grudzielanek aboard and Sosa in the box and 2 strikes, Dusty Baker rolled the dice. Fogg missed. Sosa earned the walk. Will he run again here with Alou? The answer no. The pitch lined over the head of Wendell Kim and into the seats. Full count remains.
Tyke Redmond, the center fielder for Pittsburgh, really shading Alou towards left center. A big gap in right center, and Fogg, a guy that will throw that cutter away to right-handed hitters.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Houston trailing at home to the Brewers 2-1. Milwaukee batting in the 5th inning against Ron Vallone. The Cubs a half game in front in the Central Division. 3-2. Another walk. The bases are loaded with nobody out. And here's Aramis Ramirez. Finally, the Cubs, the second time through, Dave Otto, have shown a little patience against Josh Fogg.
Much better patience this second time through. And Ramirez, a guy very familiar with Josh Fogg, both as a teammate and then facing him at PNC Park, where he hit a 2-run home run on a hanging breaking ball from Josh Fogg.
Now Spin Williams, the pitching coach for the Pirates, on his way to talk it over. Grudzielanek at third, Sosa and Alou at second and first respectively with walks. Here in the 4th inning, and Wrigley Field right now is up for grabs. This place is going to go nuts if the Cubs can push across a couple of runs here and Milwaukee can add to their lead. And Dusty Baker, amazed as we all are at the great support here on Chicago's north side. Were it not for the rain out yesterday, the Cubs would have drawn 3 million fans this year. That's never before been done here. So here comes Ramirez. Game on the base paths for the Cubs. They trail by a single skinny run. And the former Pirate, a chance for his first career grand slam. Ball one, nowhere near.
And the Pirate infield playing back.
That almost picked off the security guard sitting by the Pirate on deck circle. When I say no grand slams for Simon, I mean with the Chicago Cubs. One here would turn this game around in a huge way in the fourth. Off the plate, ball two, and the wind whipping toward right. The man with the best arm in the outfield is the man in right. That's Craig Wilson. Good speed at second and third. Decent speed at first in the form of Alou.
Take him that way.
He's got to throw him a strike now. 3-1.
There's that two-seam fastball from Fogg after throwing a couple of cut fastballs, moving away from Ramirez.
The payoff pitch. Chop to the left side. In the hole, Wilson. Second base one. That's all they get. Game tied on a force play at second. And Moises Alou down after a hard takeout slide. Wendell Kim and Gene Klein's out to check on Alou.
Well, and it looked like Moises Alou, as he went into second base, took a knee to the face with Abraham Nunez. Boy, what great hustle by Alou to break up that double play.
Good clean play at second base. And Alou is forced out. The Cubs will have runners first and third. The game is tied. Fortunately, Alou never lost consciousness, it would appear, but he got hit pretty hard. So he'll walk off on his own power here. And Randall Simon will be the Cub hitter. Tied for the Cubs. We hope Alou will be able to continue.
How hard does that son of a gun play? Moises Alou, one of the leaders of this ball club, and got a great jump from first base, knowing that that was a potential double play. Great feed from Jack Wilson, and Alou broke it up.
And now here's a tough man to walk and a tough man to strike out, although he did it last time up in Randall Simon. First and third for the Cubs. Boy, you'd love to see him yank one down the line here. Popped up out of play.
Well, Fogg has really kept the ball down, but in this situation with that man on third base, all you're trying to do is look for something up to get the ball in the air and drive in the Cubs' second run.
They play behind the runner at first, the 1-1 pitch. Outside corner taken for strike two. They head to the bottom of the fifth inning in Houston. Milwaukee still leading by a 2-1 score. Wes Obermuller looking for his second major league win, going for the Brewers today. Fly ball hammered toward left. Bay will make the catch. Sosa the tag from third. They'll concede the lead. Sack fly, RBI. Cubs are in front, 2-1. Contact situation. Simon makes contact, and the Cubs have a 2-run fourth.
That was a great piece of hitting. Fogg tried to double up with that slider away, and this time Simon just able to flick his wrist. Too close to take in that situation. Got to pitch up. Good base running by Sammy. Rule at third base. Down you go. Up you go back. Ball in the air. Sammy tags up. Scores easily.
Here's Alex Gonzalez. He doubled his first time up. That was to right center field. So Fogg, a couple of walks in this fourth inning. The Cubs cash one of them in and take a 2-1 lead behind Mark Pryor. Fogg wants the appeal. It's denied.
Anytime you face a guy like Fogg, and this being the Cubs' second time through, and have seen him in the past, he does not throw too many pitches on the inner half of the plate. And you can almost cheat and look away.
Control of Josh Fogg has evaporated here in this fourth inning today. Two balls and a strike to Alex. Career year in home runs at 19. Number 20 would give the Cubs a 4-1 lead, and Fogg may not be long for this game. Lincoln continues to warm in the Pirate bullpen down the right field line. And for those of you around the country watching, the math very simple. If Milwaukee wins their game in Houston today, if the Cubs win this first game today, and if Matt Clement could beat the Pirates in game 2, the Cubs would clinch the Central on this Saturday. And Alex down on strikes. The Cubs, though, off the deck. They score a couple of runs in the fourth inning. On to the fifth we go. 9-1-2 up for the Pirates. Cubs lead it 2-1.
The biggest stars are on the best damn sports show, period. Please welcome Samuel Jackson. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
The new windows and siding made a huge difference.
I know. Let's raise the price.
Improve the look of your home. Call Empire today for custom windows and vinyl siding. We'll bring samples to your home. We deliver in a week and install in a day. Save with warehouse direct prices, plus no payments till 2005.
Honey, what are you doing?
We need to talk.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
2 more steps, guys.
Come on, Mom.
We've been to the video store and the dry cleaners. I think we've been in the car all day.
Hardworking engines need a hardworking oil. Introducing Pennzoil's SUV truck and minivan motor oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Get the Pennzoil Protection Package at Jiffy Lube and get $10 back on your next Pennzoil service.
There's never been a better time to buy a new Oldsmobile. Hi, I'm Maury Edelson. Whether you're looking to buy a 2003 Oldsmobile or you're looking to service your current Oldsmobile, I will stand by you and your car. Our newly expanded state-of-the-art service facility and service director Darren Dandry will give you peace of mind. Simply the best experience, always the best price at Maury Edelson Cadillac Buick Oldsmobile in Hodgkins.
Why is Shooter's Chicagoland's favorite buffet? For one, light eaters really appreciate the incredible salad bar, fresh pasta salads, delicious fish, and stir fry. Meat eaters go wild for Shooter's freshly sliced meats, chicken, and dozens of side dishes. Kids get to eat all of their favorite foods. Singles, couples, and families of all sizes love Shooter's buffet. Whether you're a light eater or have a hearty appetite, Shooter's is the affordable choice every day of the week. Harwood Heights, Homewood, and Glendale Heights.
Josh Fogg takes a strike as we head to the Pirate half of the 5th inning. Mark Pryor with a 1-run lead at 2-1. Same score down in Houston. The Brewers come up in the 6th inning with a 2-1 lead, and Richie Sexton's in the batter's box. Down on strikes is Fogg. Mark Pryor has 7 whiffs today.
Well, it's always nice to start that inning off with the pitcher, and last inning Damian Miller threw out Rob Makoviak at second base to shorten that inning, and now Pryor able to lead off with the pitcher and get that breaking ball back downstairs.
Tyke Redmond, the hitter, an infield hit and a pop out on his line score today. Pirates are real happy with the way this guy's played center field for them. In fact, his numbers compare pretty favorably to those of Kenny Lofton, who of course has been so instrumental in the Cubs' second half success. And that's really, I think, Dave, going to be the route the Pirates are going to have to take. They're going to have a much smaller payroll next season for Lloyd McClendon at PNC Park. They'll have Jason Kendall, but still a lot of decisions to be made for that ball club. They hope Chris Benson can come back from injury. Got to find a position for Craig Wilson.
Well, Dave Littlefield, the GM for the Pirates, has had to make some tough decisions since taking over the Pirates.
And as it turns out, I mean, he's made the right ones.
And frankly, he's done a terrific job, this being his 2nd year as general manager. Along with that man, Lloyd McClendon, here in his 3rd year, and every year that he has been a manager, the Pirates' record has improved.
Strike 3 called inside corner. If Pryor starts getting that one, the Pirates are going to be in big trouble. Base is clear for Nunez. Good news for Pryor.
Wow. When Pryor starts finding his rhythm and that control, he can hit a net from 60 feet 6 inches.
243 strikeouts for Pryor, 49 walks, including today's play.
And as this game progresses, you'll see that bill of the cap on Mark Pryor get lower and lower. All he sees right now is that catcher's glove.
No balls and a strike to Abraham Nunez.
Abraham, 282 since the All-Star break. That's something right about you. You look really safe.
2 strikes to Nunez. It is getting serious, folks. Bases empty, 2 strikes to the Pirates' second baseman. No swing. Nunez will see another pitch here at 2-2.
Well, when you look at guys like what Kerry Wood has done this year, Matt Clement, Mark Pryor setting the major league record for strikeouts in a season, and you can see why with breaking balls like that, where that pitch was thrown 55 feet, almost got a swing from Nunez.
One hopper to short. Alex picks cleanly, perfect throw. Pryor through the 5th with the lead. 2-1 Cubs here at Wrigley
Field. Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you in part by Toyota. Get the feeling. Corona Extra, miles away from the ordinary. And by your Chicagoland Ford stores. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Utility vehicles from Lexus. They not only answer the call of the wild, they also answer the call of the civilized. See your Chicago area Lexus dealer.
Program in the first, $4.
Summer wind.
Snacks in the fourth, $25.
From across the sea.
A soda at the end of the seventh, $3.
It lingered there.
Friday night, no TV, DVDs, or video games. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Devoted fan of Major League Baseball.
The only love I have in my
Jay.
life. So don't tell me who to love. You have no idea how I feel. Excuse me. When I was leaving.
Sensational play.
What?
They're down by 10 at the half. Now they come.
Excuse me.
Start your Sunday with NASCAR This Morning. Get the inside track from the pre-race show that'll have your motor running before the green flag drops. NASCAR This Morning on Fox Sports Net. Fox.
There's your score in Chicago. There's very good news from Houston.
Out at second base, and here it comes. Lined into center field. Biggio on the run. Will not get it.
Those are the first 2 runs that Milwaukee got in the third inning. A 2-1 score until moments ago when Wes Helms unloads. A solo shot makes it Milwaukee 3, Houston 1 in the 6th inning. And they are still hitting with 2 out. Damian Miller, the Cub hitter, leading off the home half of the 5th. Miller, Pryor, and Lofton coming up.
And we'll wait for the roar from the crowd here.
Well, they're just seeing the televised highlights we're showing at the ballpark. And now 2 are on for Milwaukee in Houston. There's still a long way to go in that ball game. With that Houston offense, even last night with a 9-1 lead for the Brewers, you did not feel comfortable. So until the 27th and final outs recorded, enjoy the lead, but hope Milwaukee keeps on pouring it on. The 2-2 is off the plate. And for Jimmy Williams, this is a recurring nightmare. While with the Toronto Blue Jays once, I believe Williams had a 3.5 game lead with a week to play, and Toronto could not hold the advantage for him. They had a 1.5 game lead, and they've let that slip away. And that ball shot right center field deep. Will it go? It's gone! Damian Miller, a solo home run. He told you his stroke was to right center, and that's exactly where he hit it.
9th home run of the year for Damian Miller, and he's been through this before as a member of the Diamondbacks, and he got a ball up, and he got it into the jet stream in right center field.
Mark Pryor, a base hit. And down in Houston, Milwaukee's loaded the bases with 2 outs. And here's the Miller home run.
Well, he just stays inside the ball and throws the hands on a day where the ball will fly in right field.
And the batter in Houston is Scott Posednik. He's already doubled and tripled, and Ron Vallone will be taken down by Jimmy Williams. So Milwaukee's added to their lead, as have the Cubs here. They have not posted that score on the Wrigley Field scoreboard. When they do, the Cubs fans will erupt.
And Lincoln up for the 2nd time for the Pirates. There's fog right now. Everything upstairs. I just like the way Pryor approached that last inning. The Cubs scoring 2 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning to take the lead. Pryor goes out to the mound in the top half of the 5th. 1-2-3. Get that offense back in the dugout.
Wear these guys down. Keep adding on. And then once that final is posted in Houston, hopefully with Milwaukee a big win, you play everybody in game 2 and you try to end it today if you can. 2-0 the count to Lofton. That's up the middle and into center field. 3 straight hits. And fog is on fumes right now. Lloyd McClendon to go get him right now.
Well, I would think that he would in this situation because this inning, as in last inning, clogged everything upstairs. And Lincoln certainly ready in the bullpen, this being his second time up. Great job by Kenny Lofton there to take the ball up the middle. But with one hit in this ball game, base hit to right field, and that's where Fogg's going again.
Rudzelonic up front, and it's perfect. One unassisted sacrifice. How about that? One of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball this month gives himself up to give Sosa and Alou a chance with a fly ball to add to the lead.
And it had to be a perfect bunt because you're Mark Pryor on second base in this situation. You don't want to work him too hard over at second. And with that bunt, there was no way Farr could get the out at third base.
So Pryor's at third, Lofton's at second. And here is Sosa. He's grounded out. He has walked and scored.
And the infield in at the corners.
And a strike. Robert Vandy Grigg of Mishawaka, Indiana is very happy. He was our Toyota fan of the inning. And as the Cubs have scored on the Miller home run, he will win a Fox Sports Net Toyota prize package today.
How would you like to play in with Mr. Sosa?
No thanks. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cubs 3, Pirates 1, Milwaukee 3, Houston 1. Brad Lidge is on for the Astros. Milwaukee has the bases loaded. Batting in inning number 6. Broken bat fly ball to right. Wilson has the best arm. There's the catch. Pryor's tagging. Here comes the throw. It's way off target. Sac fly, RBI, and the sacrifice turns to goal. And Kendall almost kicked that down the left field line, and Lofton thought about coming in. It's 4-1.
Well, nobody was covering home plate after Kendall had to run up the line, and good decision by Wendell Kim. Probably one of the better arms in right field than Craig Wilson, but to throw up the line, Pryor scores easily. And 102nd RBI for Mr. Sosa.
Welcome again, those of you watching Major League action around the country. And Scott Pasednik has just hit a ball down the left field line for the Brewers. They're going to clear the bases, I think. Milwaukee has taken a big lead. They've added 2 runs in Houston. Here's Moises Alou. There's a strike over the outside corner. Here in Chicago, Damian Miller, a leadoff home run. Mark Pryor, a single. Lofton, a single. Rudzelonic, a sacrifice. Sammy Sosa, a sac fly, makes it 4-1. Rolled to the left side. Funny hop. Markoviak makes the play, and that'll retire the side. 2 more come in. Damian Miller, a solo shot. And we go to the 6th inning. Cubs lead the Pirates now 4-1.
His identity is a mystery.
He's a former student of yours.
His whereabouts are unknown.
Hello, Bill.
But for the woman he betrayed,
We put a bullet in her head, but her heart just kept on beating.
the only way to get to him is to go through them.
We have unfinished business.
Kill Bill, a film by Quentin Tarantino. Rated R. In theaters October 10th.
Are you ready? Hit! Wolves! Hit! Wolves! Break down!
Oh, excuse me.
The ML350, with optional seating for 7, has arrived.
Introducing new body wash from Old Spice.
Put my love to the test.
It has a dual action formula, so you'll get really clean, smell really great.
Hey there, need help with your anatomy homework?
New body wash from Old Spice.
Cubs fans, with summer road construction, public transportation is a quick, convenient way to get you to the game. Take the train or bus, and the CTA takes you right to the gates of Wrigley Field. And remember, if you do drive, come early, enjoy batting practice, and take advantage of the early bird discount.
It's the world's hottest game, and the Fire are smoking on Fox Sports Net. DeMarcus Beasley leads the Chicago Fire against the best the MLS has to offer. Fire, Rapids, Wednesday at 8:30 on Fox Sports Net.
Tomorrow's the final game of the regular season here at Wrigley Field, and the first 10,000 ladies 14 and older get a Ryan Sandberg. Your second to none, cherished Teddy's figurine by Ionesco will retire Ron Santos number 10 at 12:40. And then the Cubs and Pirates close out regular season play at Wrigley Field at 1:20. And listen to this crowd. They've posted or are about to post the score. 5-1. Milwaukee the lead going to the bottom of the 6th inning in Houston. Jason Kendall to work in the 6th inning against Pryor. Mark throwing a gem. 4 hits allowed. The only run, the Wilson solo home run in the 4th. He has struck out 8, walked 1.
Got out of a jam in the 4th inning with some help from Damian Miller. A good throw to second base, and then 1-2-3 last inning.
Kendall off the glove of Ramirez, and an infield hit for the Pittsburgh backstop. That's his 189th hit this year. That's a career high for Jason Kendall. That's why they're cheering. The guys in that scoreboard might have the best job in the park today as long as the Brewers keep scoring. And here is Matt Stairs. This is how the Brewers added their 4th and 5th run. A huge day for the man that should win the Rookie of the Year award, Scott Posednik. 2 doubles, a triple, 3 runs batted in.
Well, if this town has a vote.
Tipped and fouled. And here's the play a moment ago. Remember the chalk game against the Cardinals? How about a chalk game in Houston? Eddie Perez came home. Royce Clayton came home. And Milwaukee, for the 2nd straight day, spoiling the party for the Astros. 5-1 there. Stairs has whiffed twice today. Popped him up. Moises Alou calls everybody off. Good to see him back in the lineup after taking a knee to the head earlier today. Stairs is 0 for 3. Here's Wilson.
Boy, after seeing that play where Alou went into second base, thought there was no way he was going to remain in the ball game. There's been a couple of times this year where Alou has stayed in a game, took a foul ball off of his knee against the Cardinals, remained in that ball game. There's no way Alou wants out of this ball game.
Let's see if Wilson can hit the ball on the ground someplace. He's blessed with catcher speed. 1-0 the count to him.
Certainly a candidate for the double play. 5 this year.
Two balls, no strikes. Mark Pryor trying to chase down his 18th win of the year. There are a lot of people around baseball who are going to vote for this kid for the Cy Young this year, and certainly with very good reason. It is, however, going to be hard to overlook Eric Gagne and his perfect run of it as the Los Angeles Dodgers closer.
And Russ Ortiz, who's having a great year for the Braves. what Mark Pryor has done here in the second half after his injury. 9-1 with a 1.4 ERA.
Fly ball, right center field, shallowly hit. Nobody can make that play, and it drops in safely for Wilson. A bloop single for him. And speaking of Pryor, since that August 4th reactivation, talk about a higher standard. There you go. 9-1 is the Cub right-handed pitcher.
And the true mark of an ace, and really you have two aces on this staff, and Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor, but to stop a losing streak. There have been situations this year, 2 or 3 game losing streak, where Mark Pryor has stopped that.
Here's where you again need the strikeout or ground ball with Makoviak up. He's been a hot hitter today since he was sent to AAA Nashville. Makoviak has come back. Hit .350 for the Pirates.
Well, he's a dangerous hitter because he hits it where it's pitched. On a fastball away, he will go the other way. Earlier in this ball game, Makoviak got the hanging breaking ball and drove it to right field. And this is something as Mark Pryor's career progresses, he starts throwing that changeup to left-handed hitters. Boy, he lights out.
0-1. Lined out of play. 0-2 to Makoviak. Florida Marlins wrapped up the wild card last night. Jack McKeon, 72 years of age, will go to the postseason for the first time as a manager with the Marlins. One of the great turnaround stories in baseball this year. Popped up out of play. Marlins will be hosted by the San Francisco Giants Tuesday. And Astros vying for a chance to play the Atlanta Braves at Turner Field on Tuesday. Welcome again to our national audience on Fox. Chip Carey, Dave Otto from Wrigley Field. The Cubs have taken a 4-1 lead. On singles by Jason Kendall and Craig Wilson. Bring the tying run in the form of Rob Makoviak to the plate with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Mark Pryor has his 9th strikeout. However, no, the ball tips. Miller apparently smothered it in the dirt. And Wally Bell pounces on the play, and Makoviak will indeed stay alive here. Still 1 out and a 1-2 count.
And Mark Pryor with 107 pitches in this ball game, this being the 6th inning. And
did he touch that ball with the bat? I don't think he did. I think the Pirates just got a big break. That should have been the 9th strikeout. That could be a huge play in this game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Makoviak appeared not to have tipped it. Wally Bell heard something. No argument from Damian Miller, the Cub catcher.
Well, and sometimes what the home plate umpire will hear is the ball hitting the ground. Tough call for that home plate umpire.
Good at bat by Makoviak.
Pryor last time out on Sunday against the Pirates, 131 pitches in 7 2/3 innings. And now with the extra day rest, yesterday Cubs game rained out. Pryor going on his 6th day. Gonzo right now talking to Miller about the signs that they're using. And it looks like with Makoviak, because of the way he does go the other way, Gonzo trying to cheat a little bit more towards third base. Grudge-Lanik with the duty of holding Kendall on at second base.
One ball, 2 strikes to Rob Makoviak. Jason Bay, the left fielder, waits on deck. Remember the first time the Cubs saw him, he hit a grand slam at PNC Park. 2 are on, 1 is out. Makoviak. Great at bat by him. Houston does not score in the 6th. They go to the 7th inning. Milwaukee leads there 5-1. Here it's 4-1 Cubs. 2-2 again to Makoviak.
Pryor's trying to get the ball inside, but the last couple of pitches have tailed a little bit back over the plate. And Makoviak coming into this ball game in 162 at bats has struck out 48 times. Pryor having trouble finishing him off here, but he's gone with 2 fastballs. Like to see that curveball.
There it is, and it's ripped up the middle for a base hit. Kendall around third. They will wave him. There'll be no play at the plate, and the Pirates are within 2. It's a 4-2 game. Great at bat by Makoviak, as he's 2 for 3 today and drives home his 19th man.
And there was the breaking ball. However, Makoviak all sequence was locked in on Pryor, fighting off some tough pitches. A couple of fastballs in, and Larry Rothschild out to the mound. Again, as Pryor's pitch count starts to pile up, imagine you might see some activity down that left field line. Cubs bullpen well rested with the day off yesterday. Cubs had to go to the bullpen the last game of the series against the Reds.
They're stirring down there. Let's see if anybody gets up. Juan Lopez is going to ask someone to shed the warm-up. And Benny Kadahia, the Cub bullpen catcher, he'll start to get somebody loose. Mike Remlinger will work guard duty. We'll tell you who gets up in a minute. Here's Jason Bay. He's been on twice. It's a called strike. Bay couldn't stop himself.
And Mark Guthrie getting loose in the bullpen, and I really think that's the way you have to attack Bay in this sequence. A fastball in the 2nd inning. Bay was able to get a base hit. In a tight spot like this, you might show the fastball, but make him hit that breaking ball out of the zone.
Anthony's over the outside corner. Unhittable pitch.
You just go with the gas downstairs.
We are in the 6th inning. Pirates with a run on 3 hits. They've trimmed the Cub lead to 4-2. Runners lead at 1st and 2nd. Bay in an 0-2 hole. We go to the 7th inning in Houston. Octavio Dotel's on for the Astros. They trail Milwaukee 5-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bay. Strike 3 call. That's number 9 for Pryor.
We'll show him the fastball, but get him out with a breaking ball. And dots the outside corner.
One more obstacle to get past. That's Jack Wilson. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded toward Ramirez. He stays down, steps on the pillow. 6th inning in the books. Pirates get a run. 3 hits. They lead 2. 4-2. Cubs maintain the lead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only show that takes you inside the world of extreme sports. Each and every weekday. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Weekdays on Fox Sports Net.
A 9-time All-Star with 342 home runs, 5 Gold Gloves, one of the greatest Cubs of all time. Ron, you're you're a 10 both on and off the field. Congratulations on your number being retired. From all your friends at Fox Sports Net Chicago and your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers. Frank Thomas and the Sox look to finish the year off strong as the Royals' loaded attack is sure to make it a fight to the finish. White Sox, Royals, tomorrow at 12:30 on Fox Sports Net.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Hit! Balls! Hit! Balls! Breaker!
Oh, excuse me.
The ML350, with optional seating for 7, has arrived.
No matter where life takes you, Verizon Wireless lets you stay in touch anytime. Hurry and get unlimited, that's right, unlimited night and weekend minutes to use coast to coast on the America's Choice Network. And when you act now, you can save big on select LG phones. So you can keep up with friends and family all across the country all the time. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
The best damn sports show, period. Please welcome Samuel Jackson. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
After our game, we'll have the Fifth Third Bank Cubs post with all the highlights and analysis of our game today. Gail Fisher and Dave Otto. That's you, right?
That's me.
We'll have the Fifth Third Bank Cubs post after our telecast on Fox Sports Net. There's the governor, Rod Blagojevich, and his family. Longtime Cub fan. He is the state of Illinois' chief executive, and he's got to be liking what he sees today as Ramirez down 2 quick strikes.
And with Josh Fogg's number coming up in the next inning, he will lead off the 7th for the Pirates. Most likely this will be his last inning, and hopefully before that the Cubs can get him out.
That's off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mark Pryor's at 116 pitches. How much longer does he remain in the game in your estimation?
Say 1 more inning, Chip. They have a couple left-handed hitters coming up.
Little ground ball to the right side. Nunez to his left. Makes short work of Aramis Ramirez. 1 away in the home half of the 6th. Randall Simon struck out and hit a sacrifice fly in the 4th inning. Cubs got 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Lead it 4-2.
Boy, great piece of hitting on that sacrifice fly. A slider a couple of inches off the plate. Simon was able to lift it. And really has provided a spark. You know, we talk about Kenny Lofton and what he's done at the top for the Cubs. But here's a guy that's really provided a lot of energy to this Cubs offense. And earlier in the year, the Cubs really struggled against some of the premier right-handed pitchers in the game. That added left-handed bat has done wonders for the Cubs offense.
We're in the middle of the 7th inning now in Houston. 5-1. Milwaukee maintaining the lead. This is the first of 2 at Wrigley Field. Simon back to the mound. Fogg drops it, but has a play. And there's the 2nd out in the 6th inning. Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop. He has doubled, struck out today.
Mentioned earlier, Alex Gonzalez potentially a Gold Glover this year.
Top shortstop in the National League in fielding percentage. I believe just 10 errors for Alex this year.
He made 21 errors last year. I think it was an adjustment going from the AstroTurf in Toronto.
Bouncing ball to the shortstop Wilson. He'll make a clean play, and Fogg has a spotless 6th inning. Might be his final inning of this game. 4-2 Cubs lead. Back to Wrigley Field after these messages from your local Fox station.
2 more steps, guys. Come on, Mom. We've been to the video store and the dry cleaners. I think we've been in the car all day.
Hardworking
hardworking engines need a hardworking oil. Introducing Pennzoil's SUV, truck, and minivan motor oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Get the Pennzoil Protection Package at Jiffy Lube and get $10 back on your next Pennzoil service.
Shining is finding new ways to do things. For over 65 years, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois has worked to ensure your health and the health of those closest to you. And every day, we're seeking ways to improve what we do. Sometimes, the things that are familiar to you can still surprise you. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, shining through.
17 years in a row, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles has been the Midwest's largest volume Honda dealer. But how? Our prices help. But it's our service that keeps our family of customers coming back.
Right now, get 2.9 APR for 60 months on any Accord.
There's only one, Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road. Schaumburg.
We know who to start, who to sit, who's a stud, and who's a dud. The hidden gems. We know what you don't. Weekends on Fox Sports Net.
Is our score. Here's a look at our game summary. 2 solo home runs have been hit. Greg Wilson for the Pirates with 1 out in the 4th inning. Gave them a brief 1-run lead. Cubs answered with 2 in the 4th. Then Damian Miller leading off the home half of the 5th. Hits a solo shot. It's a 4-2 game. Josh Fogg out of the ball game. Jeff Rebele on to pinch hit, leading off the Pittsburgh 7th.
And even though Mark Pryor's only given up 2 runs in this ball game, there have been a couple innings where he really has had to labor to get through the inning. Rebele, one of the more successful pinch hitters this year for the Pirates. 4 for 14 with 1 home run. Lloyd McClendon really with only 1 left-handed hitter off that bench.
Rebele, an interesting story. He's bounced around the major leagues for a long time. I first ran into him when he was playing at Double-A in Orlando. And I saw Jeff during our 2nd stop on the inaugural road trip of the season. The Dodgers let him go late in spring training in Cincinnati, his hometown. Just sitting around waiting for someone to give him a call. Pokey Reese, you remember, went down very early for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They gobbled up Jeff Rebele, and he's been very, very solid for them. A veteran presence who can play the middle infield very effectively for them. That's off the glove of Miller, and Rebele stays alive, 2-2.
Well, Remlinger and Farnsworth loose in that Cubs bullpen. And after Rebele, you have the left-handed hitting Redmond, and then Nunez, who's a switch hitter, and you'd much rather face him from the right side. And then, of course, Jason Kendall. So I imagine if Mark Pryor runs into any trouble here in the 7th inning, Dusty Baker will go to that bullpen.
Fly ball foul down the right field line. Pryor over 120 pitches today. Give these Pirates some credit. They've made him work, number 1, but number 2, Pryor with 9 strikeouts. It's going to have a high pitch count. He's thrown a huge game, a hugely important game for the Cubs.
One of the most difficult things for a pitcher to go through is pitch against a team back-to-back. And Pryor against the Pirates last Sunday.
Well, I'd say 23 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 13 hits in 13 innings is overwhelming. Breaking ball. There's the 10th strikeout. For Mark Pryor, his 14th double-figure strikeout game in 49 major league starts.
Man, that's a yacker. Rebele, Buccos on the pitch.
245 strikeouts for Pryor in 211 innings. They're through 7 in Houston. Milwaukee leads 5-2 now. Morgan Ensberg hit a solo home run. There are a lot of long faces down at Minute Maid Park. Still a long way to go there and here, however. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tyke Redmond. Pryor with 3 consecutive double-digit strikeout games today. Bases are empty, 1 out in the 7th. Funny man Tom Dreesen will be here to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Hopefully after Mark shuts him down again. Grounded toward third. 1 hot bouncing ball. Ramirez gets his man. 2 away. 1 more, Mark, then you can turn it over to the bullpen. And here is the Ensberg home run hit a moment ago down at Minute Maid Park. But how about the job of Wes Obermueller? In his last appearance, picked up his first major league win. He beat the Diamondbacks. He's got a great shot at beating Houston today. Here's Nunez. He's 0 for 3. Shows bunt, takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes.
How fitting is that if we were to get help from our friends from the north? Last night, 9 runs in the first 2 innings for the Brewers.
I think when we were last at Miller Park, it was because Dusty Baker and the Cubs were able to control Randall Simon during the all-important sausage race that the fans in Milwaukee and their players have decided to go all out these last 2 games.
Save the sausage.
Two balls, no strikes. Nunez, the key man in this game, perhaps, with red-hot Jason Kendall waiting on deck. He's fallen behind his man, 3-0. Taking all the way. He's trying to get on so Kendall will have a shot at tying it. A shot at tying it. Or will it be against Mark Pryor? That's the question for Dusty Baker. Approaching 130 pitches, and Kendall 1 for 3.
Well, Dusty Baker motioning to Damian Miller to go out and talk with Pryor, and anytime that usually happens, that means that you're giving the reliever just a little bit more time. Now, Dusty Baker, a decision to make here is you're going right, left, right now. Kendall, Stairs, and Wilson. Wilson, a home run off of Pryor, and Kendall with some pretty good at-bats against him. And I think Dusty Baker's going to make the move.
Hard to argue with this. Kendall and Stairs and Wilson. This is the portion of the Pirate lineup that's been doing most of the damage today. And Dusty Baker has a rested bullpen. He is going to make the call here. Farnsworth and Renlinger are working. You've got the right-handed Kendall, left-handed Stairs, right-handed Craig Wilson. And it's going to be Kyle Farnsworth. And folks, Wrigley Field is going to give Pryor a huge send-off. What a job in a huge situation.
His identity is a mystery.
He's a former student of yours.
His whereabouts are unknown.
Hello, Bill.
But for the woman he betrayed,
We put a bullet in her head, but her heart just kept on beating.
the only way to get to him is to go through them.
We have unfinished
unfinished business.
Kill Bill, a film by Quentin Tarantino. Rated R. In theaters October 10th.
Just announced, for the first time ever, now at your local Ford store. 0 interest, 0 down, no payments until 2004. Get 0% financing for 72 months on every 2003 Explorer 4-door, Expedition, Focus, ZX2, Ranger, and Taurus. That's interest-free financing for 72 months on all of these best-selling Fords. 0% for 72 months. 0 interest, 0 down, no payments until 2004. Only until September 30th, now at your local Ford store.
We're gonna drive on down the road. All I wanna do is drive.
There's a lot of things to see in life, and you can trust Discount Tire Company to take you there. They carry the world's best brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal, and their quality of service shows why customer satisfaction is still #1. So come drive through life with Discount Tire Company.
All I wanna do is drive. Discount Tire Company, let's drive.
If you thought summer flew, wait till you see fall. Introducing the ATA Fly into Fall sale.
Kyle Farnsworth in, delivers a first pitch strike to Jason Kendall. He represents the tying run. Ramon Martinez in at shortstop on the flip-flop batting order for Dusty Baker.
Farnsworth on for the 77th time. Needs to keep an eye on Nunez at first base.
And that's the pitch for Farnsworth that has been such a difference maker in this 2003 season.
Last year, Farnsworth with a harder slider. Not enough off of his fastball, but this year able to take a little bit more off of his slider.
It's tough. You're looking for a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and you get an 87-mile-an-hour slider on the black. Back to the mound. Farnsworth gets his man. Time to stretch at Wrigley Field. Funny man Tom Dreesen here for Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Cub fans, are you ready? This is our year. Let them hear you in Milwaukee. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Only root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the ball game. We're going to the World Series. Yes, yes, yes.
Spell goodbye.
Goodbye as in farewell, or goodbye as in great deal?
Yes.
The word is out. Get $5,500 total cash back on every 2003 Chevy Avalanche, or get $4,500 total cash back on every 2003 Chevy Tahoe, and $5,000 total cash back on every 2003 Suburban.
You are what this competition's all about.
Little to the left here, little left. Hold it steady.
There you go.
Looks good.
Check this out.
Baseball is brought to you in part by Comcast, proud to be Chicagoland's new cable company.
Here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. After Tom Dreesen fired up the crowd, let's see if the Cubs bats can do some damage. One day
as well.
And 14 years after the Cubs last clinched a division title.
Cubs win the division. Cubs win the division. Fitzgerald is out on strike. Look at.
That was in Montreal. The Cubs have never had a chance to clinch a division at Wrigley Field, and this place has waited forever. You look at those signs in right field on the apartment building. AC 1458 95. 14 years since the Cubs won a division. 58 since they won a pennant. 95, of course, since they won a World Series. 2 wins today and a Houston loss. That 14 is going to come down. Miller retired by Lincoln here in the home half of the 7th.
Wouldn't it be nice to see AC and then like
zeros? How about zeros?
Zeros. But Lincoln on for the 36th time, and one of the things with him, a pretty good breaking ball, although the high ERA this year, and new second baseman who pinch hit last inning, Jeff Reveille at second base.
So Ramon Martinez, who came into the flip-flop batting order, is the second hitter with Lofton waiting on deck. Farnsworth got Kendall to roll out. You figure he'll come out again for the 8th. And it'll be Borowski for the 9th. Good pickup. Makoviak at third. Low throw, but easily handled by Stairs. There's your second out. And the fans at Minute Maid Ballpark in Houston are heading for the exits. That game not over yet. Milwaukee, though, leading 5-2. Lofton 2 for 3 today. Strikes to Lofton. Ball too high. Hit him on and give Grunzelanek a shot with 2 outs. All right, now they're going to the 9th inning in Houston. 5-2. Brewers have the lead. The plate, ball 3. Lofton waits just to be sure, and he lays the bat down. He's on for the 3rd time.
Go up and down this roster, and what has made this such a magical season for the Cubs, and guys like Mark Grunzelanek, who going into spring training probably not going to be the starting second baseman. Bobby Hill with given every opportunity in spring training to win that job, and the year that Grunzelanek has had.
Oh, what a pickup by Lincoln, and he throws it over Stairs' head. How about that break? Lofton around the 3rd. Lincoln had an easy play, and he lollipops the throw to first, and Matt needed his surname to make that grab. No Stairs at first, and a terrible throw opens the door for the Cubs with 2 outs.
Yeah, he dropped his arm right there, and Stairs showing me some ups over first base, but not enough. And Grunzelanek just had to hustle to first base, and Kenny Lofton taking 3rd on the play, and that was another golden opportunity, and you get Mr. Sosa up.
Boy, this is where you'd love to see Sammy hit a rocket someplace. 1st and 3rd, 2 out. Sammy with a sacrifice fly in the 2-run Cub 5th.
That was a pretty good breaking ball right there. That first one. Wow. I've seen Sammy take a couple of those breaking balls the other way. Looks like he's going to it again.
Off the plate. Evens up the count. Atlanta leads the Phillies 4-3. Javi Lopez, the all-time single-season home run record for catchers. He hit his 42nd. Jim Thome's hit 2 for the Phillies. He's got 47 this year. 1-1 to Sosa. Well off the plate.
The Cubs in September, 17-7.
The Cardinal series brought this team together. 2-1 you count. Hanger, high hop hit toward the shortstop. Wilson fields, fires to first, and it's in time. And that'll retire the side. We go to the 8th inning. Cubs still leading 4-2 with a dangerous part of the Pirate order coming up.
Couldn't even see the floor.
I love hanging out with my son. I love playing games with him. And I love more than anything probably us just laughing. I mean, at home, we imitate, coyotes to each other. And he knows what a coyote sounds like. There's nothing greater than the laughter of a child. Because it's genuine, they don't care who hears them, they don't care how loud it is, and they don't care if you think it's funny or not. He can do that coyote pretty good.
See you down there.
Excuse me, is there a Bank of America ATM around here?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Just around the corner and field and
There's another one at the theater. Down there by the post office. Down 2 blocks. 9th and Main.
right by the deli.
There's one on Crescent. Another one right across the courtyard. You know what? Right across the courtyard.
More ATMs where you need them.
There's one more, right?
From Bank of America. Higher standards.
His identity is a mystery.
He's a former student of yours.
His whereabouts are unknown.
Hello, Bill.
But for the woman he betrayed,
We put a bullet in her head, but her heart just kept on beating.
the only way to get to him is to go through them.
We have unfinished business.
Kill Bill, a film by Quentin Tarantino. Rated R. In theaters October 10th.
Thanks to available X-Rea sport suspension, windy roads struggle to make it sway. Because of its standard 245 horsepower engine, tough terrain has difficulty slowing it down. And with so many safety and performance refinements, steep mountains often fail to hold it back. The all-new 4Runner. No other SUV has ever been on its terrain.
Thomas and the Sox look to finish the year off strong as the Royals' loaded attack is sure to make it a fight to the finish. White Sox, Royals, tomorrow at 12:30 on Fox Sports Net.
Time for our Pennzoil protection play, and it was Damian Miller throwing a laser beam to retire Rob Makoviak in the 4th inning.
Well, and that shortened the inning for Pryor. Was able to lead off the 5th inning with the pitcher, and good base running by Makoviak, but Miller with the perfect throw down to second base.
Here's Matt Stairs, 2 balls, no strikes.
Mr. Stairs had trouble with Mark Pryor's breaking ball. Pryor able to get ahead of him in the count and then drop the curveball on him.
Dan Kolb in for the 9th inning in Houston. Stairs outside, takes ball 3. A walk brings the tying run to the plate, and Wilson can hit anybody's fastball. He's the man waiting next. 4 straight, and the leadoff man is on. Here's Wilson. He's homered, singled, and flied to right. bullpen springs into action. Kyle's missed with 5 in a row. Sometimes you wonder about a letdown. You get the big out the inning before, then you go back and sit down, come back with a clean inning. Kyle can't find the zone, and Larry Rothschild out immediately for a talk. Down in Houston, 1 out, bases empty. Milwaukee leading 5-2.
Farnsworth this inning really out of sync with his mechanics, flying open, and I'm sure Larry Rothschild, one of the things that he stressed to Kyle in that conversation on the mound is keep that front shoulder right at your target.
One ball, no strikes. We are in the 8th.
Roll one up right here.
In Houston. Two balls, 2 strikes to Craig Wilson. These Pirates all day long today have been on the fastball.
Pryor's had a couple situations, and we are going to take a look at that Houston game.
They're down to their last out on today's play. Craig Biggio has just popped up to the right side. Bill Hall is there, and Houston loses 5-2. Wilson down on strikes here in the 8th. So at the moment, the Cubs have a 1-game lead. They win this one, and Wrigley is going to go nuts. To the final in Houston, and they're going to put that on the scoreboard any second now. It's on the board now. Playing back, and those of you around the country, welcome to Wrigley Field in Chicago. Great job by Tom Brenneman and Steve Lyons down at Minute Maid Park, and by Ned Yost and those Brewers. They beat the Astros 5-2. Here we are in the 8th inning in Chicago. 1 on, 1 out. Cubs leading the Pirates 4-2, and Makoviak starting today at third base for Pittsburgh, down to his last strike against Cub reliever Kyle Farnsworth.
It'd be a strange feeling for Makoviak as he walked up to the plate. That score was flashed at final. I know he's from the south side of Chicago, but he's not that big here in Chicago. And Farnsworth finding his rhythm now after walking stairs on 4 straight. Breaking ball is 100% better than it was last year.
1 ball, 2 strikes. It's shaping up to be a magical day in Chicago. Bouncing ball might be 2. Second base 1. Ramon's turn, not in time. Makoviak hustling down the line. Keeps the 8th inning alive for the Pirates. Stairs forced at second. Here's Bay with 2 outs. Jason Bay has singled, walked, and he took strike 3. Strike 1 to Bay. Runner at first goes. Miller has no chance. And Makoviak, with his 6th stolen base of the year, takes advantage of that Farnsworth high leg kick, and the importance of that play on a tough ball hit up the middle. It takes away the force opportunity at second base. And also, if Bay can single, you've got a speedy man in scoring position in a 2-run game. A 1-1 pitch to Bay. Inside corner. That hung. It was so bad it was a good pitch. 1-2. Fly ball, right field line. Sammy might have a play when pushing it toward the wall. In fair ground, he caught it. Sosa with the grab. And we're going to the bottom of the 8th inning with a 2-run Cub lead.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you in part by Hyundai. When your car comes with America's best warranty, you win. Hyundai. Comcast, proud to be Chicagoland's new cable company. And by your Chicagoland Pontiac dealers.
Just announced, for the first time ever, now at your local Ford store. 0 interest, 0 down, no payments until 2004. Get 0% financing for 72 months on every 2003 Explorer 4-door, Expedition, Focus, ZX2, Ranger, and Taurus. That's interest-free financing for 72 months on all of these best-selling Fords. 0% for 72 months. 0 interest, 0 down, no payments until 2004. Only until September 30th, now at your local Ford store.
The biggest stars are on the best damn sports show, period. Please welcome Samuel Jackson. Weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
No matter where life takes you, Verizon Wireless lets you stay in touch anytime. Hurry and get unlimited, that's right, unlimited night and weekend minutes to use coast to coast on the America's Choice Network. And when you act now, you can save big on select LG phones. So you can keep up with friends and family all across the country all the time. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Spell goodbye.
Goodbye as in farewell or goodbye as in great deal?
Yes. The word is out. Get $5,500 total cash back on every 2003 Chevy Avalanche, or get $4,500 total cash back on every 2003 Chevy Tahoe, and $5,000 total cash back on every 2003 Suburban.
You are what this competition's all about.
Little to the left here, little left. Hold it steady.
There you go.
Looks good.
Cubs may not need any miracles today. Here's the grab by Sosa in the corner. From our vantage point, he disappears. And he makes the sure-handed grab, and Dusty Baker happy that Farnsworth gets through the top of the 8th inning with a 4-2 lead. Now Alou, Ramirez, and Simon come up. Moises 0 for 2 with a walk in the game today. And that one rolled toward third. True hop from Makoviak. One man down in the 8th inning. Looking ahead to the Pirates' 9th. Wilson, Rebele, and Redmond. You don't want to fiddle around too much. You have Kendall, Stairs, and Wilson lurking on that Pirate bench. And that's the man that's going to get the ball to start the 9th inning. Pryor and Farnsworth did their jobs today.
Pryor 6 2/3 innings, 2 runs, 10 strikeouts.
A ground ball out that turned into a run, and that one shot down the right field line. Wilson's not going to get that. That's in the corner. Ramirez around first, on his way to second with a 1-out double.
Big run right there, Chip. Big runner Ramirez standing on second base. 32nd double of the year for Ramos. One of the few times that Lincoln in this ball game has gotten the ball up. That's been the biggest difference in Ramirez since he came over to the Cubs. The adjustments he's made, going the other way and working with Gary Matthews. And now another former Bucco in Randall Simon.
Randall Simon, line drive base hit right field. Ramirez had to hold up. And Wilson's got the best arm of the Pirate outfield core. So they're at the corners, 1 out. And now Troy O'Leary will come on. Farnsworth will be taken down. And the Cubs in the 8th trying to put it away here.
Well, there's not too many hanging breaking balls that Randall Simon doesn't take a whack at. And Wendell Kim holding up Ramirez all the way. Spin Williams out to talk with Lincoln. You know, you go up and down this roster, Chip, for the Cubs, and each and every one of these players has made a significant contribution to the ball club. Troy O'Leary is a guy that has not played that often, but I go back to a game against the Arizona Diamondbacks in extra innings where the Cubs were down by a couple of runs with 2 outs, and O'Leary delivers, driving in 2 to tie that ball game up. Dusty Baker, a big believer in getting contributions from all of his players, and Troy O'Leary no exception. Also a guy with some playoff experience.
Well, how about the job O'Leary did when Sosa was suspended and injured the toe? The big hits, the play he gave the Cubs for a week or so in right field. And that's as Corey Patterson's looking on, that's the thing about a good team is it's the sum of its parts, not parts. And for a lot of years here in Chicago, it's been Sammy Sosa and the Pips. This year, Sammy Sosa's been given a terrific supporting cast by Jim Hendry, who I think is going to be and should be the runaway executive of the year in the National League. And those players have complemented Sosa's talents, that and a great pitching staff, and the Cubs today could clinch. Ground ball to short. Wilson, good pick, good turn, and the Cubs are done in the 8th. They do not add to their lead. It's 4-2, and one of the great unsung heroes of this year, Joe Borowski, comes on after these messages from your local Fox stations.
Hyundai Santa Fe, a comparison. More standard features than a Ford Escape XLS, all for over $1,300 less when comparably equipped. And only the Santa Fe is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like we have a winner. Test drive the Hyundai Santa Fe, nicely equipped for just $17,634 at your Hyundai dealer. Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get $1,000 cash back or 0% APR through September 30th.
2 more steps, guys.
Come on, Mom.
We've been to the video store and the dry cleaners. I think we've been in the car all day.
hardworking engines need a hardworking oil. Introducing Pennzoil's SUV, truck, and minivan motor oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Get the Pennzoil Protection Package at Jiffy Lube and get $10 back on your next Pennzoil service.
Hey, Cubs fans. Looking for a new way to get to Wrigley Field? Try riding your bike. There are several bike racks surrounding the ballpark, or drop off your bike worry-free at our Bike Check service. Located on the corner of Clark and Waveland, your bike will be attended to in our private lot at no charge. If you can't ride a bike, remember, public transportation is the best way to get to Wrigley Field. For more information, visit www.cubs.com.
This exciting Cubs finish is brought to you by New Finish, the once-a-year car polish.
Our producer of Cubs baseball on Fox Sports Net is Bob Albrecht. Our game director, Dave Turner. Our associate producer, Joe Corneo. Christine Charbonneau, our stage manager. Moheen Ramsey, the production manager. Josh Wine, our executive producer. Don Graham, our vice president of programming. One of the great stories in Major League Baseball this year is on to close it out for the Cubs, and that's right-handed pitcher Joe Borowski. You talk about an odyssey. This guy, professionally, has lived one. 32 saves in 36 opportunities. Borowski, who last year was the 26th man on the roster. There's the 0-2 pitch. Made the team only after Carlos Zambrano struggled so mightily as a starting pitcher in the final spring training tune-up. Borowski last year in 73 appearances, the best pitcher in the campaign, and he's got his first out in the ninth. The odyssey for Borowski. Gulf Coast, Kane County, Frederick, Boone, Rochester, Baltimore, Richmond, Atlanta, the Yankees, Columbus, Louisville, Newark, Monterey, then to the Iowa Cubs in 2001, and now a chance, Dave Otto, for save number 33.
And he's gotten it done with a pinpoint fastball to go along with that slider.
Jeff Rebele behind, no balls and a strike. Rebele came on in the 7th inning and was Mark Pryor's 10th strikeout victim.
You mentioned those 32 saves, Chip. 2 saves coming into this year.
It's just a great story. And it sums up this season for the Cubs. An unlikely year with a whole host of unlikely heroes. 0-2 your count to Rebele. 2 outs to get, and the magic number's 1. And if the Cubs win this one and win the nightcap, the Central Division crown belongs to the Cubs. 1-2. Joe Borowski gives all the credit in the world to O'Neary Fleeting. We saw him pitching down in Mexico. Little ground ball. Runzolani charges, gloves, grabs, guns, and gets his man 2 down. For 14 years, Cubs fans have said, why not us and why not now? Well, us and now are 28 outs away from the impossible dream coming true. Here's Redmond, bases clear, ball 1. Borowski can't get it. Grunzelanic flips, fires, and not in time. Redmond beats it out. And as Dusty Baker said, and we said earlier, nothing ever comes easy for this Cup team. 1 on, 2 outs, and Nunez will hit.
Boy, what an effort here by Joe Borowski, actually diving for this ball. Very fortunate that he wasn't hurt on the play. And a difficult play for Randall Simon over at first. Only a couple of feet away. And it really hasn't been that easy this year for this Cubs ball club. But they have persevered. And one guy, Carlos Rivera, now standing in the way of the Cubs turning that magic number into 1.
So Rivera is going to hit for Nunez here in the 9th inning. We saw Rivera up in Pittsburgh. Pretty impressive looking left-handed hitting first baseman for the Pirates. So Borowski, after that all-out dive, trying to grab the Nunez high hopper. Wise move by Larry Rothschild to get out, give him a chance to collect himself, catch his breath, and even more importantly, get himself ready for Rivera. One ball, no strikes. Pirate pen busy just in case. Do not want to face is the man standing on the Pirate on deck circle. He's thinking about a home run. You have to in this situation. 2 balls and a strike.
Great job by Borowski, realizing that to throw him that slider. Borowski all year long, confidence with that slider, able to throw for strikes, able to dot that outside corner with the slider.
Ball 3. So with 2 outs, Redmond with good speed will be off and running. Randall Simon comes in, hollers at Borowski to tell him how he will play defensively. 1 more strike to get. He missed the back door, and you've got to face Kendall.
This is a pretty tough pitch for Rivera to take in that situation. 3-2. Backdoor slider just off the plate.
So here is Kendall. 1 out of 4 today with a run scored.
Ramirez guarding the line at third. No doubles in this situation.
Kendall made him throw a strike. 0-1.
In the outfield, you don't want any ball hit over your head. And the Cubs outfield playing deep as Kenny Lofton moves back in center field.
Good stop, Miller. 1-1 is the count. Matt Stairs, a left-hand slugger waiting on deck. Borowski got 2 quick outs. Redmond hit a slow roller for an infield hit. Rivera walked on a 3-2 borderline call. And now Kendall, the final Pittsburgh Hope in game 1. dump. Will it stay in play? Over near the Pirate dugout. Miller gives chase and runs out of room. But again, Pittsburgh down to their final strike here in the ninth. Fly ball, softly hit. Rudzelonic is there, and the magic number is 1. Score at Wrigley Field in Game 1. The Cubs lead the Central by a game and a half. Their fate in their own hands. They win Game 2. They win the Central. The Cubs have clinched a tie. Ron Santo's prayers in Game 1 are answered. 4-2 the final. The attention turns to Matt Clement. If he can stymie Pittsburgh, the Cubs will be heading to Atlanta.
And all year long, this starting pitching has been outstanding, and more of the same today. Mark Pryor, 6 2/3 innings pitched, 2 runs. And the other thing that came into play in this first ball game is the crowd willed the Cubs to a win, and hopefully this crowd can will the Cubs to a win in the second game and win this division.
So the magic number is trimmed to 1, and Gail Fisher's downstairs with one of today's stars.
All right, thanks a lot, Chip. Damian Miller, a home run for you in this ball game. Nice job offensively, and then catching for Mark Pryor, calling this game. Perhaps Pryor not his sharpest stuff, but still, even today, he beats the other team.
That's what you want in a pitcher like. He's a big game pitcher. You want a guy to come out and do what he did today. He's the right guy to have on the mound, especially the way he's been throwing the ball lately. And it was just a big win for us. Obviously, everybody in the place, the scoreboard watching, they're making more noise for the Houston loss than they were for our win almost. But it was a good day for us. We got one more to go.
Could be a little bit distracting, I know, when the crowd was cheering for you, though. At the plate, you got a hold of one. What were you looking for on that pitch?
Well, I was leading off the inning, which is good. Hitting 8 is not always easy, and when you lead off the inning, it's a different story. He doesn't want you to put you on with a walk, so he made a mistake over the middle of the plate. Probably obviously not where you wanted to throw it, and I haven't been swinging the bat all that well lately, but I got some good to win on it, and I'll take it.
Damian, you know what it's like to play for the playoffs. You went all the way with Arizona. What kind of atmosphere is it here today at Wrigley?
Well, what I saw today, it might be unmatched, really, as far as Wrigley Field and Yankee Stadium as far as atmosphere. It's just, it's going to be a lot of fun. We just got 2 more games to go, get a win, then it really gets fun. The fans really get into every pitch. Fortunately for me, I've been on some teams where I've been able to go to the playoffs. This is hopefully my 4th trip, so I hope I can help down the stretch.
All right, Damian Miller, congratulations on a great Game 1. Game 2 coming up, but one more win, and they will clinch the division. Chip, let's send it back upstairs to you.
All right, Gail, thanks a lot. Great job by you and the rest of the gang downstairs, and by Damian Miller, too. There's your updated standings. The Cubs' magic number is 1. Everything you hope for is to have your fate in your own hands with 2 games to play. If the Cubs can win behind Matt Clement today, the Central race is over, as the Cubs win it by a final of 4-2. Mark Pryor, the winner. He's now 18-6. Fogg, the loser, falls to 10-8. And the unlikely hero, Joe Borowski, picks up his 33rd save And who knows, perhaps indeed the folks at WGN Radio transferred the curse of the Billy Goat to the folks down in Houston. What a day at Wrigley Field. And another game to follow. That'll be in about 40 minutes or so here in Chicago. It's Matt Clement against Ryan Vogelsong, and we will have it for our Fox Sports Net Chicago audience in just a little while. So for Dave Otto and our entire crew, Chip Carey, final score, Cubs 4, Pirates 2. We invite you to stay tuned for the Fifth Third Bank Cubs postgame show with Gail Fisher and Dave Otto. It's coming up next.
Wait till the warm-ups underway. Wait till our lips have met. Wait till...
September is clearance month at your Dodge dealers. It's your chance to make 0 down payment, 0 payments for 6 months, and get 0% APR financing. Or choose generous cash allowances of up to $4,500 on 2003 models. Plus, you'll get Dodge's 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. 0 in on all the savings during September clearance month. Now through September 30th. See your Dodge dealer for the best values in America.
I love to run, and it's not a problem. The hair goes with me when I run.
I would always wear a hat, even in the pool.
My tennis game has improved. I don't know, it just feels like I'm always acing the guy.
Hello, I'm Dr. John Parker. Hair loss is an all too common problem, but finally there's good news.
The Parker solution to hair loss?
No, I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hockey returns. Sullivan leads the Blackhawks. Kachuk powers the Blues. It is on. Hawks, Blues, tomorrow at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
The ultimate fantasy football show. We know who to start, who to sit, who's a stud, and who's a dud. The hidden gems. We know what you don't. Weekends on Fox Sports Net.
There's never been a better time to buy a new Oldsmobile. Hi, I'm Maury Edelson. Whether you're looking to buy a 2003 Oldsmobile or you're looking to service your current Oldsmobile, I will stand by you and your car. Our newly expanded state-of-the-art service facility and service director Darren Dandry will give you peace of mind. Simply the best experience, always the best price at Maury Edelson Cadillac Buick Oldsmobile in Hodgkin.
Why is Shooter's Chicagoland's favorite buffet? For one, light eaters really appreciate the incredible salad bar, fresh pasta salads, delicious fish, and stir-fry. Meat eaters go wild for Shooter's freshly sliced meats, chicken, and dozens of side dishes. Kids get to eat all of their favorite foods. Singles, couples, and families of all sizes love Shooter's buffet. Whether you're a light eater or have a hearty appetite, Shooter's is the affordable choice every day of the week. Harwood Heights, Homewood, and Glendale Heights.
Live from our Fox Sports Net studios, we're breaking it down play-by-play, Fox style. This is the Fifth Third Bank Chicago Cubs Post.
Softly hit. Rutzonanek is there, and the magic number is 1.
The final out of Game 1. Andy McPhail likes it. The Cubs are happy, and the fans are going nuts at Wrigley Field as the Cubs take Game 1 of this doubleheader and Game 1 of this series with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They win it 4-2. Joe Borowski coming in and getting the save, number 33 on the season for him. And a good game pitched by Mark Pryor today. He went 7 2/3. Welcome into the Fifth Third Bank Chicago Cubs Post. I'm Gail Fisher down here on the field, and the Cubs are in a great situation right now. Houston has lost the ball game to Milwaukee, so the Cubs, with one more win, the magic number is 1. They can clinch the Central Division title. Let's talk more about this as we head upstairs and bring in the Cubs broadcasting team for today, Chip Carey and Dave Otto. And gentlemen, you hear the crowd. They are going nuts already. It is very tough to sweep a doubleheader. However, a lot of extra incentive right now knowing they could clinch this thing with the win in Game 2.
And I think they want to take care of it today, if at all possible, Gail. But yes, the Cubs finally have their fate in their own hands, thanks to the San Francisco Giants and the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers, and of course the Cubs, who won games that they had to win, Dave. And this is what everybody dreams about who gets involved in Major League Baseball, a chance to decide your team's playoff fate. You win, you worry about tomorrow, and then of course you worry about the Atlanta Braves.
And now you have to think, now that that second game is here, you want that big W now, because then Kerry Wood would not have to pitch tomorrow, and that would help the Cubs as far as lining up the playoff rotation. A ton of work that still needs to be done. Obviously, Matt Clement, who struggled against the Pirates last time, however, he has thrown well in the past against them.
The kid led him, Gale. Mark Pryor with 10 strikeouts, and then the veterans put the ball in play. Damian Miller with a big solo home run. The Cubs win it 4-2. Hopefully Matt Clement can do the same in the nightcap and will raise a championship flag here at Wrigley Field in Chicago.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen. Go take a break. It's going to be a long afternoon for Game 2 of this doubleheader, and the Cubs getting it done in Game 1. For Game 2, it will be Matt Clement on the mound for Chicago. Don't go away, everyone. We'll have plenty more live from Wrigley Field, including a look back at the highlights in Game 1.
Are the stars out tonight? I don't know if it's cloudy or bright, 'cause I only have eyes for
See your local Star Mark certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz dealer for details on select C, E, M, and S-Class models.
Creating Chicago's best pizza begins with selecting the best ingredients. The best tomatoes, vegetables, meats, and cheeses all come together to create Giordano's famous stuffed pizza, which is why we wouldn't think of serving you anything but the best. From pizzas to the freshest salads, soups, spaghettis, lasagna, chicken parmesan, and much more. Giordano's, where being the best isn't just a slogan, it's a Chicago tradition for nearly 30 years. Giordano's famous stuffed pizza.
Rates are so low. Rates are
so low. Rates are now even lower. Once again.
low, 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 low.
Lower.
Low.
Rates haven't been this low in 45 years. Yes. Yes.
Working hard to be the only bank you'll ever need.
ATA would like to announce it is now boarding on the back porch and in the living room and at the office. Because with web check-in at ATA.com, you can check in, select a seat, even print a boarding pass anywhere you have a computer. Plus, you'll qualify for free travel too. ATA.com, the quickest way to your seat without ever leaving your chair.
Joe's Crab Shack is?
Head to Joe's Crab Shack and enjoy steak and fried shrimp for only $10.99. Tender, juicy top sirloin steak grilled to perfection, served with your choice of coconut or fried shrimp for only $10.99.
Don't you know you gotta go eat at Joe's? Go Claw!
He always wanted a boy. She hits both ways, you know.
Larry Roche has the way to buy your car today at the price you want to pay. Larry Roche has the way.
Larry Roche has hit another home run with savings of $8,000 on your choice of any new 2003 Windstar or Explorer in stock. That's $8,000 savings on every new 2003 Windstar and $8,000 savings on every new 2003 Explorer at Larry Roche's Elk Grove Village Ford, just south of Higgins on Route 83.
Welcome back to the Fifth Third Bank Chicago Cubs Post. I'm Gail Fisher, live at Wrigley Field. The fans are taking a break. The players are taking a break because we are in between games 1 and 2 of this doubleheader today. The Cubs took Game 1. Let's take a look back at the highlights and let's just see how this one unfolded. Mark Pryor started the game and he was cruising early. 10 strikeouts on the day for him. Then top of the 4th, Craig Wilson, the home run, number 18 on the year for him. Pirates took the early lead, 1-0. Bottom 4 now, bases loaded, nobody out. The Falco window of opportunity for the Cubs now. Aramis Ramirez hits into the 6-4 fielder's choice. Runs Atlantic will score. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. Next batter, Randall Simon. Sack flies to left. Sosa will tag up. Ellis, your next batter. He's going to go down swinging. And that will end the Cubs' threat, but they do have the lead. Bottom four now, Damian Miller leading off the inning with the solo home run, number 9 on the year for him. Cubs go up 3-1 now, getting some insurance. Final out of this game, Joe Borowski in for the save. Jason Kendall, the big threat. 2 runners were on, but he pops out, and Joe Borowski gets save number 33 on the year. The Cubs win it 4-2. 8 hits apiece, also 1 error apiece in this ball game. So a great game for the Cubs. Everybody can scoreboard watching at Wrigley in Houston. Man on for Scott Besednik, top of the second, the liner to center. Craig Biggio will dive. He can't make the play though. Royce Clayton will score, and Besednik goes for 3. He gets it. A triple RBI, game tied at 1. Next batter, Bill Hall. Ground into the hole, and it will be an error on Houston. Besednik scores. It's 2-1 Brewers, top 6. Brewers pad the lead, all with 2 outs. Wes Helms solo home run, 3-1 Milwaukee. Same inning, Brewers load the base. Ron Vallone is replaced by Brad Lidge. That's Besednik again with the double, and so he gets a couple more RBI. It is 5-1 Brew Crew. Bottom 9 now, Craig Biggio is Houston's last hope, and he's not going to get it done. The pop out. Brewers win this ball game 5-2. Of course, what all of this means is Chicago now has a full game and a half lead over the Astros in the NL Central. The magic number is 1. If the Cubs can win this game, they will clinch the Central Division title. All right, don't go away, everyone. We are live here at Wrigley Field in between games 1 and 2 of this doubleheader. The crowd is sticking with us, and so should you. We'll be right back after this.
Solo. Rates are solo. Rates are now even lower. Once again. Low, 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 low. Lower. Low. Rates haven't been this low in 45 years. Low. Yes. Yes.
Working hard to be the only bank you'll ever need.
Max Madsen Mitsubishi offers more, sells more than any other name in the Midwest. Buy from the best. With row after row, no one has more or will sell for less than Max Madsen. So wake up and drive now to Max Madsen's Countryside Mitsubishi on South LaGrange at Joliet Road, 1 mile north of I-55. Now, get 0% financing plus a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty.
Gina, check this out. I'm sitting next to your new boyfriend. Don't you just love your new boyfriend?
I do love him.
As long as you're happy.
Picture mail that talks from Sprint. At Sprint stores, choose from a wide selection of picture phones starting at $99.99. Share it when it happens.
Chicago's best pizza begins with selecting the best ingredients. The best tomatoes, vegetables, meats, and cheeses all come together to create Giordano's famous thin crust pizza, which is why we wouldn't think of serving you anything but the best. From pizzas to the freshest salads, soups, spaghettis, lasagna, chicken parmesan, and much more. Giordano's a great place to eat, a fun place to be. Come and enjoy Giordano's famous thin crust pizza.
Want your racing intense at speeds over 330 miles per hour and in your face? The NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series is coming to Route 66 Raceway. Conquest Auto Parts NHRA Nationals, September 25th through 28th. See John Force, retiring legend Shirley Muldown, and all the NHRA stars. Get your tickets now and experience the most electrifying racing action on the planet. The NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. Very real power.
A 9-time All-Star with 342 home runs, 5 Gold Gloves, one of the greatest Cubs of all time. Ron, you're a 10 both on and off the field. Congratulations on your number being retired. From all your friends at Fox Sports Net Chicago and your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers.
The wind is picking up here at Wrigley Field. The clouds are rolling in, but the weather should hold out for this Game 2. Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Cubs and the Pirates, and Chicago took Game 1. Welcome back to Wrigley Field. I'm Gail Fisher. If you remember from Game 1, yes, Moises Alou did get banged up a little bit, but he will play in this Game 2, so he is a gamer. The only changes to this lineup that we see is Paul Bacco will be behind the dish. Ramon Martinez will be at shortstop. All right, let's take a look at the pitching matchup for today. Matt Clement will go for the Cubs. He is 13-12, going for win number 14. His last time out a week ago against the Pirates, he struggled, but his previous 2 starts, he was outstanding, and that's the Matt Clement the Cubs need to see today. Ryan Vogelsong will go for the Pirates. All right, we are moments away from game time. Keep it right here for Game 2, Cubs and Pirates. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Check this out.
Welcome to perfect USA, a town where everyone gives 110%, even when tipping, where windows are self-cleaning, and even though life never gives them lemons, people still make lemonade. Of course, we don't live anywhere near perfect, so there's Walgreens, open every day, many 24 hours, with everything needed for the real world. That's life. This is Walgreens.
I love to run, and it's not a problem. The hair goes with me when I run.
I would always wear a hat, even in the pool.
My tennis game has improved. I don't know, it just feels like I'm always acing the guy.
Hello, I'm Dr. John Parker. Hair loss is an all too common problem, but finally there's good news.
The Parker solution to hair loss?
No, I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is my bridge.
This is my building. And this is my truck.
For people that care about getting the job done right. We built the Toyota Tundra better from the ground up.
And now the magic number has been reduced to 1. The Cubs in Game 1 of this big doubleheader with the Pittsburgh Pirates sank them by a final of 4-2. Now it's the nightcap. The Cubs with a game-and-a-half lead in the National League Central Division with 2 to play. With the win, with Matt Clement on the mound, they could clinch their first division title since 1989 and do it for the first time before their home crowd at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Hello again, everybody, with Dave Otto, Chip Carey. Great to have you back for the nightcap. And folks, if you thought Game 1 was exciting, think about this place if the Cubs can win Game 2, David.
Boy, what a wild ride this has been. And when you look at the standings, the Cubs about a month and a half ago were 5.5 games back from the Houston Astros. Now the Cubs a game and a half up on the Stros, a win in the nightcap, and the Cubs will win their first division championship since 1989.
This has been a season of all kinds of strange and interesting ironies, and perhaps the biggest of all is that the Pittsburgh native, Matt Clement, is taking the ball in the next to last game of the regular season with a chance to clinch it. Matt Clement, coming off a very disappointing performance against the Pirates last time out, will try to beat Ryan Vogelsong, whom you figure the Cubs will have much better luck against in his second start against them.
Vogelsong matched up against Matt Clement and had the early lead against the Cubs and threw the ball extremely well. This is a guy that's coming off a couple of arm surgeries. Matt Clement last time out against the Pirates wasn't so much that he pitched poorly, couple of seeing eye hits led to a big 6-run inning against him. Clement, his whole key is keep the ball down and get that slider over for strikes.
And get this crowd involved in the ball game early. It'd be nice to have a 4 or 5-run lead in the middle innings of this ball game. Cub offense figures to be in high gear against Ryan Vogelsong, and it's going to be exciting for Game 2. Don't miss a pitch, folks. The Cubs go for the division title in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Holy cow, indeed. The unbelievable baseball season on Chicago's north side continues right after this.
Fox Sports Net's coverage of Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you in part by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Chevy. Test drive a new Chevy car or truck today at your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealer. Comcast. Proud to be Chicagoland's new cable company. Heineken. It's all about the beer. Heineken. Walgreens. The pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs. Geico Direct. A 15-minute phone call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Nobody makes whiskey like Jack Daniel's. Pennzoil. Not just oil, Pennzoil. Your local area Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Mike's Hard Lemonade. A hard Mike's is good to find. And by SBC. Ordinary people, extraordinary job.
Hockey returns. Sullivan leads the Blackhawks. Kachuk powers the Blues. It is on. Hawks Blues tonight at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
Program in the first, $4.
Summer wind.
Snacks in the fourth, $25.
From across the sea.
A soda at the end of the seventh, $3.
It lingered there.
Friday night, no TV, DVDs, or video games. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Devoted fan of Major League Baseball.
My parents just bought the only minivan to get a 5-star safety rating since I was born. So did mine. I can watch movies, and they didn't even have to pay extra. Me too. The doors open like magic, and it beeps when she can't see my bike. Ours doesn't do that. My dad said that we had a choice of 0% or Ford would match our down payment up to $1,500 for a total of $6,500 down. Plus, we got an extra $500 for being current Ford owners. Us too. Our new minivan is a Ford Windstar. So is ours.
If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again. Their parents did.
Comcast is working hard, so you won't miss a moment. We're working hard to bring you crystal clear pictures with digital cable. We're working hard to bring you high-speed cable internet. And at Comcast, our promise is to continue bringing new technologies home to you first, to keep you in touch, informed, and in sync, with everything you need to stay connected, now and in the future. All from one single source, Comcast.